Wishing to stop. Fuck up the song.
I know, right?
You're doing it
Already then.
I thought it was rolling there. I was saying, yeah, me doing a little freestyle shit.
We've been rolling.
Ah,
right?
damn. All right, that's what's up. All right, good.
How you guys are tuned in to episode 12 of the Lyrical Fix podcast with
Kid Pro.
Sade.
I'm Val.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
What's up? What's up?
What is going on? What's good with y'all? Another week. We back here at the VFW. Lights are shining bright. You know what I mean?
Lights.
Feeling nice. Nigga got off work tomorrow, so we good. Weekend starting early. I mean, I'm ready to go.
Cheers up.
What's up, y'all? What's up? How was y'all's week? Let's start with that.
Go ahead.
Do you want to start with you?
No, you can go ahead.
My week was pretty good. It was a week of reflecting. It was a week of a lot of observing patience. It's because I had 3 days off of work, I think, or 2.
Yep.
And so it was just a good take a breath in. I started the beginning of the week not knowing where I was going to go. So at the end of the day, I ended up with an apartment, and I live in Prospect Park now. So what's up, guys?
That's what's up.
This is good. This is good. But, you know, there's a lot of things and obstacles that come in the way, and life likes to throw at you when you like to transition and change. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You buy the house, now you buy the house, and now you got this and this and this and this, and you're like, damn, what did I get myself into, right?
Yeah.
So it's always like the bigger picture's always better, but then when, you know, you get the whole thing and the whole enchilada and the details and shit, and you're just like, fuck, I didn't expect life to be this way.
Yeah.
It throws curveballs. So that's exactly what tried happening today. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, listen, this bitch.
I mean, despite all that, let's do a round of applause for Val getting a place. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Take a little victory lap, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so for people who are out there, you know, even in the midst of all of this going on, you know, still doing the podcast and still, you know, being, you know, able to have a job to provide income for some sorts, at least for a little bit, at least for what I could pay at least. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm grateful for it, and I learned to be more grateful. I've learned to, you know, take my pride down a lot, or that I could. Yeah. So at the end of the day, there's a lot that I'm learning about myself. So yeah. So congrats to everyone out there who's working on themselves and stuff. And I'm also working on getting a better job and, you know, writing music and stuff like that.
Amen. That's what's up.
So.
All right.
That was my turn. All right.
Yeah.
Sade.
Cool. It's been a decent week. So I have the next check-in open mic night coming up for on November 14th. So preparing for that, I mean, preparing for it's become easy, but when it comes to the signups and when it gets closer, people are constantly hitting you up and hitting me up about it. So I'm just like, all right, well, signups are opening soon. They're opening soon because the early signups book up so fast. So I'm like, let me just do it a week before the show. So I do it a week before the show, and I'm constantly telling people, like, just keep an eye out, keep an eye out, keep an eye out. Just keep watching. I'm trying to think. I did it Thursday. So Wednesday night when I got out of work, we usually go to the bar. So yeah, this past Wednesday I was just chilling with Joy at the bar. Shout out to Joy.
Shout out to Joy.
We gotta get a soundbite for her.
My Joy. Yeah. Word. Water.
But yeah, like we were at the bar, we were talking and shit, and then by the time I get home, I play a little Candy Crush. Chilling.
Get it in. All right.
Watching Netflix and shit because I'm still kind of drunk. Like, I'm just feeling nice. And I'm still wired off the Red Bull that I had at work. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to sleep anytime soon. Yeah. And, this is last night. I'm bugging. It's last night. And then it's like 4:30, 5 in the morning when I was just like, should I just do it right now? Should I do it right now? Technically, it's Thursday. I was like, I'll wait a little bit. And I was like, nah, fuck it. No, I waited. I fell asleep. Woke up at like 8 o'clock. I was like, fuck, I'm just going to do it right now. So I opened up signups, went right back to sleep, woke up. It was full. Booked up in 4 hours.
Look at that.
Took a nice 4-hour nap and then had to, run my errands for the day. But yeah, so the show is booked up. I got about like 5. No, actually, I miscounted 6 new people. I have 6 new people coming up to the show. And I still have people trying to sign up, and I feel bad. I'm like, ugh. It's always that awkward, like, no, like, I'm not,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do, like, it's not, I feel like people, like, think, like, oh, you think I'm fucking trash?
Oh, like a shade, like you're throwing shade at them, yeah.
Like, oh, you trying to throw shade? No,
Yeah.
I don't have slots, like, I do, like, max 15 slots a show, and I can't book fucking everybody, so.
I mean, they gotta understand, like, the way shows are run, like, you just can't fit that many people.
There you go.
Ooh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, you're good. I got you.
Yeah,
Man, with all those shows, you can't really. I mean, all those artists, you can't really fit that many.
Yeah,
and all that. It's so much time you have to cram in.
And then it's. I think when it's too many performers, and it becomes too much. And if you don't do a break, people get kind of restless. And it's like,
Right.
do you want people to walk out to go smoke like during your set, or go to the bathroom during your
Not
set?
really.
Right.
So like that's why I like at least like 2 breaks.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do the one and like, all right, we'll just run through the rest of the people.
Sometimes you just need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Especially when it's back to back to back. Like, you know, I also do it for the cameraman too.
Right.
To be like, all right, do we gotta like switch? Like, are we good? Doing it back to back, it just becomes too much sometimes.
Yeah. It does.
But I'm super excited. I can't fucking
We
wait.
all are.
Yeah.
And there's mad people that are like, either somebody commented on one of the flyers that I posted, oh, I'll see y'all there. Mind you, I already got 5 people I just told to come, like, make sure you come in early. I only have 3 slots for the door.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Oh,
So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, try to come. Anyways, try to get those 3 spots.
Yeah,
as much
get
as
there
you
fucking
can,
earliest. Right? Yeah, I was talking to Johnson, sold out. He was like, damn, y'all blowing up. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. Because he comes out every time. I was like, well, you always get there early, so just make sure you early. That's it. Yeah, and then Villa missed it, and Villa's like, oh, we fighting. That's it. Like, I'm fighting Johnson for that spot. So we shall see.
Oh, it's gonna be a duel.
Oh, it's gonna be a match.
It's gonna see what's really real out there.
Exactly. But I'm super excited, especially for like all the rookies that are coming in. I mean, some of them I've noticed like they're not really rookies, like they've been doing it for a while. And I've seen their names around, but I just haven't seen them perform, so that's why I'm like super excited.
That's what's up.
So it's just they're not. I mean, they're new to the show, but some of them aren't too new to like the circuit or just performing. One person's coming from an hour away. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if he's from one of your shows that you guys did during the tours.
Okay. All right.
I forgot his name already.
We'll see.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see him.
All right. Cool. All right.
But
Well, can't wait. Thursday. Check it.
Okay.
Which,
Checking open mic night.
again, not to sound biased, but this shit
Check it.
remains like one of the best showcases, open mics around.
Joy was drunk as fuck last night. And this morning, I guess. And she's over here and like, but your show. And I'm just like, I know you're tired of hearing it. I was like, no, it's not that. But your Uber's here, babe. The Uber will wait. I'm like, no, the Uber will not wait.
She says that to me all the time.
Yeah, the Uber will wait. I can't. I just felt, I was
He waits
like,
5 minutes, yeah.
Joy's the
Yeah.
best, man. Shout out to Joy. Yeah, we do need a Joy soundbite.
No, we'll get it
ASAP,
done.
like yesterday.
I'll get it done.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn, baby.
Oh, okay, all right, no doubt. Man, my week wasn't nothing crazy. Regular stuff. But I did get to meet up with my boy Obi Beach. Shout out to him. He was the producer for this past month, the feature producer on the show. Shout out to him.
Oh shit! And then this month, this will be the first day of the SCTP crew.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We'll be shuffling through them.
yeah, so you're gonna be hearing different beats from the crew. That's double. Shout out to them. But yeah, I got to meet up with Obi to finish the recording of our project Kick and Snare. So I was very happy about that. I got to record the last song, which is probably gonna be the intro, which is pretty dope. Or it might be an interlude or an outro. I don't know. I've been getting different feedback from everybody that I've shown the song to, like the rough mix. It's pretty dope. I'm proud of the track. I was having some mixed feelings about it during the whole week. I told you guys both when I played you guys this song, like I just didn't feel like I gave it my all. But people were trying to tell me like, you just gotta not overthink it so much, not be so over analytical, and so overcritical of yourself.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that I showed the track that gave me their feedback. It's much appreciated. I just be realizing that as an artist, like I'm so just nervous about everything with the song until I put it out. Once it's out, I don't give a fuck. Like you either like it or you don't, but it's out there in the universe. Like it is what it is. But everything beforehand freaks me the fuck out. Same way when I'm on stage to perform. The whole night, like I'm just thinking about the performance. I'm nervous. I got the butterflies and shit going. But as soon as they call my name, like boom, it's gone. I'm ready to fucking perform and I black out. And I just fucking go in. And that's when Kid Pro is there and just shows up.
Yeah.
So like that's how I feel with the song, especially like times 8, which is 8 tracks on the project. So I feel that times like 8 million. And I'm just like nervous about putting this shit out and finishing it, putting the final touches, because I'm like, oh, what about this and this? Because once it's out, there's nothing you can do. Yeah. So I guess maybe that's why. It's just the feeling of knowing that, like, it's not like unexpected feeling. I know what's gonna happen. It's out. Like, people are gonna either love it or whatever, show me love online, but like hate on the low, or between their friends, or they're just gonna praise it, or it's just gonna be sucky altogether, or somewhere in the middle. You know, I'm hoping at least. Yeah, there's always not everybody's gonna love it, obviously. But yeah, that feeling does not bother me, because I know that's what happens, because I've seen it with other people. Shit, when they drop shit, you either like it, you like a couple tracks, or you don't like it at all. Like, it is what it is. You know, then that's what we do here. We critique it. Like, we broke down Kanye's album last fucking week. Like, it is what it is once you put it out. But it's the process of going through everything, every little detail, every little, like, damn, did I say that line hard enough?
Speak on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, that shit is just always getting to me, and it always makes me think, like, as an MC, as an artist, like, these lines really got to hit. Because I know when I do it live, it's going to sound different, because I can hit it either way I want. Like, however.
I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah, and it's just, like, that feeling just fucks with me daily, nightly. Like, it's the first thing I'm thinking about. Like, it's every time, like, damn, how's this going to sound? How's this going to look? And then thinking about everything from the cover art to what single I want to drop real quick before I drop this shit. Do I want to make it happen before Thanksgiving? But I might have to do another track, because me and Obi agreed, like, this one has to be on this. There's little things in between.
That's a long process.
As much as I say I'm done recording now, like, I announced it last week on Instagram like a jackass. Like, I shouldn't have done, but whatever.
You did some Kanye shit?
Nah, I said like, yo, I'm almost done recording this shit, because I was feeling myself. It was done, the intro. I'm like, yo, this is it. Yeah. And then right after I record that shit, like 30 minutes later, Obi's like, yo, so what about that other beat with that sample? I'm like, oh, that's right. He's like, yeah, we had to re-record. I'm like, fuck, you're right. I'm like, all right, man, we'll fit it in. I'll have to come back. So it's like another session I got to book and make time for. And it's just more time that I have to push this back. And I keep telling people, because people ask me, yo, when's the project coming out? When's this? I told them I'm trying to get it before Thanksgiving. Now it's like, because it takes a full month to get everything going. We want to, like, sit with it and get it to these streaming platforms. It takes time. And
yeah, it takes a hell of a lot of time.
And it's not like I have a ton of people waiting on it, like, anticipating. You know what I mean? There's not that hype right now. I'm just starting out. Like, I'm not expecting the world out of this shit. I still got to prove myself. But it's like, I want to at least make sure that I can deliver something, and that it be, talked about, at least, get me somewhere, get heard, at least spread the message around. I'm not looking for fame, but I'm looking for more respect. People knowing that, yo, he's nice, he can do his thing. And just make those opportunities happen. So that's been my, like, focus this week. Hasn't really been much else going on, work and the usual, family and everything. But the completion of this project has just been on my mind, like, daily. It's been stressing me out. Like, I'm doing the playoff beer. Like, I've been letting this shit grow. Like, it is, I'm just getting, like, in that mode. You know what I mean? Because I'm also just doing 2 more shows, like, just sets real quick this month, and then I'm, like, shutting it down for the year. Like, as much as I want to do it during the project and perform and promote it, I just feel like I got to take a step back, recharge till, like, at least January, figure it out. We'll see. Check It's in December, right?
Yeah, December 12th.
Oh no, I'm doing Check It. All right, so I'm doing Check It.
2-year anniversary.
So I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna miss out on that. If I can get a spot at that, then.
There's no pressure.
No, I'm. Come on, no. I'm not gonna miss the 2 year.
We have to support.
I mean, I'll be there either way, but if there's a slot to perform, I'll jump in. That's what's up.
What you sent me was fucking bomb as fuck.
Yeah, I'm my own worst critic, man. Everybody gave me positive reviews.
I mean, I could see, like, maybe it not. I mean, we'll talk about, like, whatever notes that I have, but I think it was bomb as fuck.
Thank you.
I think there's a way you can, like, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
What? Like,
no,
make it better?
I don't want to say it on the podcast.
It's a rough mix.
No, not better.
What?
But in a way where you can. No, I don't want to say it. We're recording right now. I'll say it off air.
Fuck it.
To say it? Okay.
Always. You don't have to say the reason.
You need
what the detail is, but what were you gonna say? Make it sound more what?
No, to not make it sound more anything, but to where you can split it in half, where you add kind of to the concept of the album.
Gotcha.
So it's like open and shut, like kind of like I can't remember. There's a few out there where they'll start a certain way, and then end the same, and then end kind of the same way, like close a chapter.
So cut the song in half. Have half of it in the intro and half of it in the outro.
Mm-hmm.
Obi,
the way
if you're
it
listening to
ends-
that, I think that might be the golden idea.
The way it ends is very outro-ish, but then the way it starts is very intro-ish. So that's why
I
that's
fucking love
where-
this girl. That's why I love this girl.
So that's where I got the idea from. Where I'm like, I was listening to it. I listened to it like 2.5 times, I think.
Yeah.
And then I got a phone call, and then I forgot about it. But yeah, my bad. But by the second, because I was like, there's something about it. By the second time, I was just like, maybe this idea. So yeah, kind of having it where, like, I can't remember the fucking album where it's like the page turns.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it's like, it's like you're reading a book, but it's the album. So it's the whole concept of it.
The Butterfly was like that, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
And then they
Kendrick Lamar
have
did that a lot.
Right.
Okay, and then they
Yeah,
have
I
like
love that.
albums where like it starts off, it's like a newscast, and then it ends the same kind of way where it's like a TV shut up, like shit like that. It's
Yeah.
like little things where you're opening it and then you're closing it off. So I say that cut in half and then find the perfect one.
But that's why I was hearing
Where you close it.
That's the song that you showed me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that song, that's why I was telling you I was hearing some backup vocals in a certain area or in a certain part.
Right. That's right. You had that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I told you that it just needs like a transition or something of that nature.
That's something I was gonna look into too. I mean, I'm
And
gonna
maybe
go back
the transition will pick up with the outro.
That's exactly what I'm
Possibly.
saying. That's the
Absolutely,
outro right
yeah.
there. And then the intro would be that, and then the outro would be that.
I just called myself rubbing my
Oh,
knees.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I just called
he's
myself rubbing my
rubbing the
knees
knees.
as you said that
That
because I was
definitely
like,
caught
the
it.
idea was running in my head. I'm like, damn, I've been doing that. I'm noticing it now more and more. The more I fucking talk and do it.
What was it, Villa? The point.
It's
Villa
gonna
pointed
be
that shit
dope.
out.
Yeah, shout out to Villa. He was the one that pointed that shit out.
It'll be quiet, and out of nowhere you'll have the.
Oh no, for
You
the
know what I
rest of
mean?
my life, and I'm gonna every time I do it, it's gonna bug me out. Yeah, shout out to Villa from S Double. He pointed out that whenever I get like some type of emotional
usually
reaction
like
to something,
when you're pissed off.
when I'm pissed off or like I'm
Like, super
excited about an
excited.
idea, like my knees start to
Yeah.
rub.
It's
I
like when
just-
you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's like the wheels are turning. So I'm like, all right, so that's just what I do. It's not just when I'm cold type of thing.
Nah.
You know?
We all know this
Yeah.
habits. We all have them. I have
So
my
like
hair.
when we had that listening party, and I had my back to you because I was like right in front of the computer with LB,
Yeah.
and then all I heard was, "Yo, look at Pro rubbing his knees."
Yeah.
And I like swing around with the wheelie chair, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "That fucking beat." Oh,
Yeah.
that beat.
Bro, anytime I hear a beat
it
like
happens,
that, yeah.
man.
Yeah, those beats were fucking fire.
But yeah,
Shout out to Saint, yo.
yeah, go ahead.
So many bangers.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I see with your song though.
No, it's
Definitely.
what's up. No, I appreciate that.
I think you should definitely do that. Quiet that quietness, and then going back. Boom.
I agree completely.
Because you have that. There's a point where it escalates.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think at that where you can die it off, and like she said, like add the vocals. My opinion is chop it in two, because it's also way too long to be. Oh, sorry, I'm like mad far from the mic. It's also, I think, way too long to be an intro, but it's too good to leave, on the cutting room floor and shit. So I definitely think you should use it.
Okay.
Just leave it like
'Cause it's
opening
like-
chapter.
It's
and
3
then
minutes
chapter.
long. Last I checked, yeah, 3 minutes
Mhm.
long. So yeah, that can definitely be done. I like that idea. You know what I mean? And I also didn't want to do skits. I just wanted to keep it like 8 tracks, simple.
Yeah, because everybody's
Yeah,
doing
everybody
skits.
does skits, and it's just like
It's way
I
over.
feel like I
Yeah.
can do that somewhere else. Like nowadays with Instagram, I feel like it's better to make like a visual skit. Like I've done a couple of those, which I've been slacking on with Obi. We keep saying we got to meet up and do skits, and as much as I love his skits when we're together, I feel like we work better as a team.
I gotta meet him, and I've
That's
told
the
you,
crazy
like,
part, that you haven't met this guy.
No, I've
Yeah,
come
that
in
is kinda
crossing with
crazy.
him at the Beats bars
Okay.
twice. I think.
All right,
judged
yeah,
from-
'cause he did come
I
with me that
wrote
night.
down, when they told me, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, who's the producer?" I was like, do you guys just have one again, or is it more? Because I judged for them twice. Yeah, it was twice, and then they told me like, "Oh yeah, so and so." I'm like, that name sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
And as I'm writing OB, I was like, isn't that this last? I was like, okay. But no, he's fucking fire though. He's good. I
Shout out
like
to
him a
Obi.
lot.
Yeah. He's not even like a hermit type of guy. Like he be out and shit, but he's also got a girlfriend and everything, so
He's
can't
still on
blame
the
him.
honeymoon.
Yeah, he's enjoying that,
Ooh,
man. Shout out to
baby,
him, you know what I
enjoy
mean?
that
Oh,
shit.
They've been
yeah,
traveling everywhere, living
nice.
life, man,
Great.
enjoying it. No, shout out to him, man. He's as happy as he's ever been that I've ever seen him.
Enjoy
So-
that shit before that shit crash. Let me stop. Not the relationship. It's the honeymoon. I'm talking
The
about
honeymoon
the
phase,
honeymoon
no,
stage.
honeymoon phase,
Yeah.
phase is real. Then
No.
shit just starts getting a little more serious.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it
You
happens with
woke up-
everybody.
You wake up one day.
It happens
like,
with
what?
everybody. Yeah, yeah,
That honey, when you get out of that, it's like, damn. All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what tests, the relationship. Once the honeymoon phase is over and shit gets a little more realer and y'all know each other's characteristics and whatnot, know each other's ticks, what buttons to push, what topics not to touch. That's then shit turns a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
so
not
I always
fun.
thought, so is it, like when they drink and it's like beer goggles, when the girl, like they always say like the girl, the guy like is ugly in person, but you got like you're drunk, so they got the beer goggles or whatever on. What would that be for honeymoon? Because it's definitely some type of goggles. I know that for sure. You got a whole damn mask on.
That's a whole mask.
Because you're not hearing certain things. All of a sudden, at the end, it's like, have you been laughing like that this entire time?
Yeah.
It's shit like that. Or fucking, I can't remember.
Nah, because...
I'm
thinking like marriage, honeymoon, never mind. No, but dating...
Is it kind of the same?
I guess it goes back into the whole millennial dating thing because nowadays people are meeting each other quicker.
Do you think it lasts longer or it?
No, shorter.
Oh, it would be shorter.
Yeah, shorter.
Too many distractions.
Well, that too. That could add to it.
No, but it's more, the person's more exposed, I guess.
Yeah.
So you're seeing them constantly.
We're meeting everybody quicker, and we're getting into it quicker. We're having sex quicker. So we're already into each other. And before you know it, 2 months later, damn, she laughs like that.
Yeah.
Or damn, like, okay, that's how she acts when this is brought up.
I think.
I've been in situations of that nature.
I'm trying to think. I haven't been in a honeymoon stage in a long time.
More and more
but I feel like that lasted a while.
Shit, the goddamn divorce rate's like 50% now.
Wasn't it lower or
yeah,
higher?
it was lower.
Shit, it feel like 50.
Well, that's because people are choosing, like a lot of people are choosing to bear children much later now in our generation. It's actually, we're shortening the birth.
Yeah, because everybody's just like,
we're bearing children in their,
and not
late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, there was, I think, maybe.
Do you think,
is it our generation or maybe the one? No, I feel like it might be ours.
It's our generation that started it.
No, I feel like our generation started early. Was still part of that early gang, like I'm popping out babies like high school.
Yeah, you're right.
I knew
multiple babies and shit.
Yeah. Or maybe even the generation before.
I knew like two.
No, our generation for sure. If you're talking about like millennials, no.
But
millennial,
it's
not millennial. I think
everybody else learned from us. I guess they were like, no.
I'm trying to live my best life. It's probably all those commercials about condoms and shit.
Yeah, you kind of have to nowadays with living around in this fucking country.
Way more
but at the end of the
it's tough. Yo, take it from someone who has 2 kids. It's tough to raise another human being.
Yeah,
it's tough. All right, so shout out to everybody that doesn't have another human being that have to take care of right now. Enjoy that shit while you can, because you never know how it is with this country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to get into the whole politics shit, but we all know it's a tough country to be in. But especially we're lucky enough to be in this one, I would say.
Yeah, we're talking about
because it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it definitely could.
Yeah,
definitely
and we've all been the worst places.
Hold on real quick. You could lower it if you want and bring it closer to you. If you feel more comfortable.
Thank you.
You can lower it a little bit.
Like I was saying, we've all been to a lot worse places, so we know how it is.
You have to be uncomfortable.
You know what I mean?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
Yo, you said it, man. I'm embarrassed. You don't have to be uncomfortable.
I'm 100% okay.
Okay, good.
I'm
I just want to make sure the mic's not like all up in your face. That's all
good.
Juno.
All right, so should we get into the first topic of the day?
Yeah.
What do you want to get into?
Oh, let's talk about it. We talked about it all fucking last week for most of the goddamn episode anyway. So, Mr. Kanye motherfucking West debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts, Billboard Top 100, whatever. #1 album in the country for the week.
Yeah, not surprised at all.
Not surprised at all.
No.
Regardless if it sucked, regardless if it was the best thing you ever heard, regardless if you don't even like to hear the word Jesus, that shit was going to sell.
Yeah.
At least for the first week. And with those streaming numbers, shits, all this, whatever the system is.
It was like close to 3, right? 300K? It was like 274.
Well, yes, that. What I was going to say is because of the whole streaming shit, like every song is on the top 100. Streaming wise, because of how the system works, which I don't really know, which I should learn more about. But I heard that was
because anytime I school myself on the system, like when I used to keep up with the blog and like figure out the numbers, and this was back when they changed it from Friday to Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah, because now it's like Tuesday is the official when Billboard charts reload, and then you see everything that's new. And then usually by the weekend they already know. That's when they say like, oh, this projection, like that's why they already knew he was going to debut #1, is because they have everything, and then they just kind of like, all right, let's round it up, let's like wrap it up, let's get everything done, and then Tuesday is the official like coverage for it. It's really weird. I can't remember the exact science to it. I know it changed a little bit recently. That's the thing with streaming. It keeps changing.
Right.
And it's not that streaming is changing. It's the industry. And I mean, Billboard would count as the industry and like shit like that. It's trying to keep up with streaming.
And the way it's heard, basically.
Yeah.
The way
Exactly.
heard,
So they're trying to
streaming.
compute. They're trying to like, okay, how do we get this down? Because there was problems with like Tyler, forgot which project it was. It wasn't Igor. I think it was the Sunflower one.
Flower Boy?
The Flower Boy. Yeah. I think it was that one, which was, that shit was dope. But then it was this whole streaming thing because Tidal I think that was the same week as Meek Mill. Was that wins and losses the same week?
As
Tyler, it was last year. I can't remember right now because I wrote something about it. No,
DJ
not
Khaled.
Igor.
Oh, okay.
This is Flower. Igor, there was a whole drama with. I feel
Khaled.
With Khaled.
Yeah.
Last year there was drama where Tyler was like, "Yo, fuck this shit," because there was a whole bunch of streaming shit, and he was just like, "Nah, the numbers aren't right." Because Tidal had a whole exclusive thing with Meek Mill. I feel like it was wins and losses. I think I wrote those reviews back to back, so I think it was wins and losses. And they and he was pretty much saying like there was this whole thing where it's like that's not fair. Like those numbers aren't real. Like I didn't have that, so he got a whole extra like day of streaming or something. Like let's say for instance, I'm not gonna fact check right now, but it was like one of those things where that's the whole. I think that's when they tried to like, okay, let's go back. Let's see if this really counts. Those exclusive streaming shit where like it's only available on Tidal like a day before the actual put out to the public. It's fucking weird.
Right.
So it's constantly trying to, because people are trying to like, it's new. It's still new. Streaming's not new, but it is new, especially to the industry where they're trying to keep up, and it keeps constantly changing, and people are trying to like, okay, how can we make money off this? How can we monetize and market off of it? And how can we, especially like Tidal, where their user numbers were so low, they're trying to bring more people in because they're more like artist based.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, and it's just they're trying to like reinvent the wheel.
Right.
And then you have people like Billboard and record labels that are trying to keep up. So I don't know if any of that will ever be caught up. I'm sure there'll be like some new shit. I have no idea.
By far the biggest question, I think, in this whole streaming thing, which has been brought up by other podcasts and other interviews and shit, is how much is a stream supposed to be worth? I think that's the biggest question.
That's what I'm trying to... Okay, that I will look
And
up.
who decides it?
That's why I think it's a little fishy. Because it's certain...
When it was CDs and tapes, it was a set price everywhere, or depending on the store. But, you know.
They went by sales, not like the amount, not the number, like the actual... They would just went by the number of like CDs sold and tapes sold. But streams, let me see. I'm going to look it up right now.
I don't even think the percentage on the streams is ridiculous because it goes different by every streaming platform.
It definitely does.
That's when it's different with the platforms when it equates to money.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, how much is
you want to know
stream-
money name?
Yeah,
Like
which
money?
is like crazy. Like, who decides what the monetary value of one stream is worth?
Yeah, that would be the individual platforms.
Yeah,
It's
but
weird,
it's like, but
like
where
artists
is that?
make more money on Tidal,
Who are
I
the
think.
people in the meeting? Who's deciding this? Who's deciding that it's going to be 0.0000152%?
I think they factor in, like when you go to a restaurant or like supermarket, that it gets the profit is factored in. So like, okay, so how much can we make off of this and still be able to give to the people? And then at the same time, you have like, I think Tidal thinks more of it like that, where it's like, okay, how can we still survive but give money to the artist? Whereas like Apple and Spotify, you definitely don't make as much. You don't make nearly as much.
So they're giving a bigger percentage to the artist.
Tidal, yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Tidal, yeah.
So
I don't have the official one. I just found the streaming one though.
At the end of the day, is it an unfair percentage?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No,
what it
for
comes down
sure.
to.
Yeah.
Like,
for
we
sure.
know the artists are getting robbed blind. Like,
No, they are. And
with
I think
every
that's when
streaming
like
platform.
Jay-Z came up with like the Tidal thing.
Right. I mean, and I understand it's a business at the end of the day and they got to make money. Obviously, they want to make a lot of it if they're not giving a much larger percentage. I mean, obviously, I guess there's a big difference with Tidal.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to think about, like, what really it comes down to and who's really deciding this, who's making those decisions behind the scenes, where does this all
Yeah, that's
come
why
out to?
that's why numbers
And
is
what's the
like
end
just a
game?
weird game because you don't know. That's why a lot of people are just like, well, fuck numbers, because at the end of the day, it really don't mean anything.
It really don't.
It don't.
It really don't. I mean,
I think it's more of like, all right, cool, you went platinum, you went diamond, like, you know, shit like that, you went gold. I think it's more like that, where it's like accolades instead of like, if you didn't make it, then it's like, it's not that big of a deal.
yeah.
Almost like a Grammy, even though there's people that are like honored when they get Grammys. It's not like I don't think it's really a knock to most people anymore, or fucking VMAs or like any of those awards. It doesn't really matter anymore.
No, fuck, especially award shows. I was never really a big fan of
I mean, to
awards.
most people, I'm sure it matters.
I mean, it's just like, how do you judge like somebody's art and just say who's the best artist? Like, it's not like sports. It's just, I don't know. It's a very weird thing to go and critique someone like that for art. Like, it's just,
Let me see if I can
it's
find
tough.
it.
I never really fucked with it. We still looking up the stream shit?
Yeah, because I found how much it like equals out to one album sale, but I can't find the revenue for. Oh, I found it. I don't know. I think this might be old. Oh no, this is like 6 years old. Yeah, it's not. The title's not even on here. I can't find it.
Okay,
Yeah, but I know it said something like one album sales, like 10 song downloads, which is equal to 15. And I don't think these numbers are right. The streams should be way more. It says 1,500 song streams. I feel like it's definitely
It's
way
definitely
more.
way more.
Yeah, because it has to be like 100 something maybe.
Yeah.
You alright over there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm trying to wipe my eye, but I forgot that I had my glasses on. So I was trying to do it low key, but of course, Pro caught me.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I thought you having a
If
fight with the mic right
if
there.
I wasn't doing the research, I definitely would have.
Yeah, we caught that shit.
I was
I
trying
got
to
the
research it
camera right here.
last
All right, so moving on from the streaming shit, because that's just a crazy conversation that I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about.
It's just one of those things that nobody's ever gonna fucking figure out.
Yeah, it's something, man. Look, at the end of
Unless
the day,
you're in it.
at the end of the
You
day, I
feel
just
me?
want to fucking make music. It's so fucking complicated with all this bullshit, but whatever, man. You adapt.
Damn.
Speaking of people that are fed up with the music industry, what's this stuff about Summer Walker?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
How we feeling? Because I know she just dropped a crazy ass project.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
the
she's
project
making
is really
news.
good too.
She's been, we talked about it before a couple episodes ago. I think she broke Beyonce's streaming record.
Right, but I think I've known Summer Walker since her first EP or LP.
Yeah, last year.
And
Okay.
I think I was like most intrigued by her because it was different. It was not even different. It was more of like, ooh, I forgot that this was also like still popping. This kind of, R&B 90s kind of flow, but not kind of like modernized in a sense. So it has a twist to it. I think Bryson Tiller did that as well.
Not as much though.
Not as much.
No. It's
I'm
definitely.
just saying that
it's a
when it
niche.
comes down to this genre that I'm talking about with the bass and the influences of like a twist of old school with new school in a sense, and that's what I think both of them represent. I'm not saying that they're to the same level. I'm just saying that that's what I hear in their music, alike, and I think that's what intrigues me about her. I think she doesn't mind talking about, just like SZA on when she did the Control album as well, like how she was talking about how women do flaws. I want to fuck too. I want to do this too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was also cool with Summer Walker and all of her music. And she was also wanting to talk about the desires that she also wanted as a woman, and that it's okay. So I think what it is, it's pretty cool. She's not afraid to talk about the dirty. I do get concerned with like what she has been putting up on IG at times with the corsets and all that, or what are they called, like the
faja.
the fajas.
Yeah, no, it's a corset.
Yes,
But no,
like I don't even know what this is. You know what
we're
I'm
getting
saying?
mad off topic right now.
But
Yeah.
No. But I hear what you're saying. No, she is fucking dope at the end of the day.
yeah,
all
she's,
that
she's
shit.
definitely is.
But what was going on is that she's fed up, like with the
Definitely,
industry.
she's definitely fed up. I'm saying that. I'm just saying that I like as her as an artist, sticking with that. Besides her, I can understand why she made that decision as well, because at the end of the day, like in the industry with the pressures of what's going on, we don't know what it is. So she even said it on that.
Well, what is that? That's what I'm asking. Like, what
on
happened?
that power graph? Yeah.
I was just letting her talk.
Oh yeah, go ahead then.
Okay, so she posted. Oh god damn it, I lost it. It's a fucking essay. Now for real though, I've decided y'all don't deserve me. LOL. I knew from day one I was too real for this shit. Y'all can have the music, and I'ma just head out. Fuck the interviews, photo shoots, videos, and really the shows too. That's where you get your money. I'll finish this tour out though. I bet you will. I'll finish this tour out though. I'm just a regular person, nothing more. LOL. I hate awkward LOLs. Bitch, you don't mean to LOL.
They're very common.
Yeah. People got this fame shit fucked up. I've been me from day one. I'm not about to start acting different, talking different, treating people different, or looking different. People really expect too much from me. I mean, from you. Every day, everything isn't a Miss America bad bitch contest, and I don't feel the need to put others down to stay relevant. People really just disconnected in all caps. Hiding behind these apps, these filters, the clothes, the makeup, the hair, LOL. A lot of y'all need to step back and get into yourselves from a different perspective. Take the same amount of time that you normally do to prepare / improve your physical, but apply it to your spirit and become comfortable, all caps, comfortable with the real you. Put out there. Whoever that may be, as long as you're not hurting anyone. That same amount of time you take to chase that bag, try putting that same amount of energy into patience, acceptance, understanding, self-awareness, self-love. But I know no one gives a shit about what I'm saying. So yeah, peace, love, and light.
Oh God.
SZA went through this too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was long.
So that's why I was saying all that, because I feel. Come on.
Such a goddamn long caption.
I was the one that had to read it.
I know.
Cherry on.
No. I get it. I get it.
I definitely think. Yeah, I remember when SZA went through this shit, and it was before she went through the whole shit before Control dropped. Then she was she was kind of at peace. I think she was still trying to figure out TDE and like, okay, this is what Top Dog wanted, and you could kind of tell like he wanted, like, no, why are we putting everything at once? Everybody should get their own shine instead of just like making it a competition. So that's what he did, and then he probably had to sit down with her like, all right, bitch, like you need to calm down, like your time is coming, you need to chill, we gotta work, and I think she was kind of like rushing into it. And then that dropped. Yeah. And then maybe a few months ago, she went into this whole thing like, I'm done with music, I'm retiring, blah, blah, blah. Which I doubt. She never really talked about it again. So I think it's just one of those things where when you have like, and they're almost the same, where you have that like calm spirit and you're just super mellow. The industry is not for the mellow. You can be mellow in the industry, but you have to be able to have a tough skin on top of it. And I think, especially for Summer, she's just learning that now. She's just trying to figure that out too. So
yeah, well, that's what she was basically saying by all of that.
No, she was saying she was done. That's different.
Yeah.
I'm saying she needs to grow some tough ass skin and get back to music.
I mean, but that's what I was saying in her Instagram post. I've noticed that she's put like pictures and then she said depression. Like blank pictures, and then she'll say depression as caption, and that's it.
Because she doesn't have tough skin.
So that's what I'm trying to let you know. Like, she was already saying that from the grid, So it was only coming.
Right, word, okay.
Not only people could handle that, and that's my observation on that.
That's kind of like, man, that's something I always think about. I'm sure, like, you've thought about it, too, as an artist. Like, and for me, it's like that fear of, not so much failure, but fear of success. Like, the shit that comes with it. Like, you put your music out and... You know what I'm saying? It blows up. Yeah. You're the next best thing. And now everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody wants to get to know you. Everybody wants to take a picture of you. And the shit that comes with it, then there's the negative side to that because you see you're in the industry. If you're the top guy, top girl, you're in the industry. You're everywhere. People want to talk to you. So you're seeing how everybody acts and what people will do to use you to get them to a better spot in their career. So, and then you have people from like, quote, back home trying to get a piece of you too. You know what I mean? There's always shit like that you gotta, deal with. I feel like with these artists, like they're constantly dealing with that from every angle. So it's like to me, it's like, man, do I feel like I have a thick enough skin to handle it in the industry? Like, if I get to that point, can I deal with like the backstabbing and like the envy and the secret competition, and all that bullshit? Because you get enough of it doing the local shit as an MC. Like when you deal with other artists and shit.
Underground alone, you deal with it, and then imagine mainstream.
It shouldn't be that way. And I'm one of them guys that's like, I'm real mellow, I'm real chill. Like, I'm down to like fucking work with anybody and everything like that, because I'm still learning myself. I'm still trying to get up here. So the last thing I want to do is hate on another artist or another promoter that's trying to do their thing.
Right.
You know, make their money, get their hustle down. You know, I'm just trying to help. If it don't work out, it don't work out. But the last thing I'm trying to do is beef. Like, I got too much on my plate to worry about any other person and what they're doing, and focus my attention on them. Yeah. Like, it does me no good at the end of the day, just like it does them no good at the end of the day. But yeah, all that shit that comes with it tied in, that fear of success is something that fucks with me a lot too.
Yeah, because once you get to mainstream, it's definitely 10 times worse than, or probably even more, than underground, because you're put under a microscope. It's not just local. It's not just tri-state. No, it's probably like it's the country or countries, plural. So you have to deal with that. And she just dropped her debut album, and she already probably caught heat from the last project before, which was like mainly skits. It didn't really have that much content. Then the Girls Need Love original debut mixtape from her, that was fucking dope as fuck, and that like launched her out there. But then it's like, okay, now since then, I mean, from then to now she's saying, okay, they want me to look a certain way. Now they want me to do this, they want me to do that. At some point you have to realize, and I'm sure all the artists, either whether they grew up into this and just like understood it off the bat, or it's hitting them like it hit her, where she's like, okay, well, I can't be a regular person, and all I want to be is a regular person. But when she's a regular person, she's just gonna be like I'm sure she'll miss it. I'm sure she's gonna miss it. And I think this is her venting. I don't think it's gonna last, and nothing on her, like on her, like her as a person. But for this, you have to have a tough skin. You have to be able to
absolutely
take criticism.
Absolutely.
You have to be able to deal with the people telling you. I'm not saying that you have to agree with it, but people are going to be telling you how you should look and how you should sound and this and that. You listen to them and then go do your own fucking thing. Regardless, I mean, you don't have, not always, because sometimes it's constructive criticism, and sometimes those are changes that you need to make in order to grow. But she's probably getting like the hate, which it's not coming across right to her, and I think it's more damaging to her soul, and she needs to be able to figure it out. If not, then it's not going to look good for her then. If she can't, if she doesn't learn how to deal with it, because no matter what, you're still going to hear it. You're still going to get the hate. Yeah. There was a whole wash bowl thing where people were talking shit about like, oh, she not clean, this and that. Did you see something like that?
Yeah, I heard
that
about
shit.
That's funny.
It was funny. I'm not going to lie. That shit was funny as fuck. I mean, realistic. I get it. It's a tour. That's cool and all. But, yeah, no, that was...
Actually, you should talk about it for the people that don't know.
I don't know too many details though.
Well, I guess the word was that she uses a wash bowl. Like, you know, she's on tour.
I think it was a tour bus.
She uses a wash bowl. Don't shower, so she's using a bowl of water and washing with it and other products and stuff.
It's
so
like
she took a picture of all the products. Yeah, she took a picture of all the products that she had. Yeah. Hey, I mean,
she took a picture of it.
It's tough when you're on tour, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think she was just trying to share. Yeah, she was just trying to share like the tour life, and like you're pretty much living off, you know, in a tour bus and shit.
Yep.
Which is understandable, but then you're posting this for regular people who don't know that.
Right.
Who are just looking at you like, this is what you're doing? Ew, go take a shower.
They're going to say something. That's just the internet. Not knowing
that, like, you're on a tour bus
with gonna talk
mad
shit.
Other people. Yeah. That's not really like it's not really a good possibility you taking a shower right away. So, that's funny as fuck.
Not a lot of tour buses got showers.
That shit. I mean, at least you know, keeping fresh in between showers.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I imagine being in a tour bus with a bunch of dudes can't be that great. It's probably gonna smell crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, I dealt with it with traveling through soccer when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure she can mask it. I'm sure they smoke butt on the tour bus. So I'm sure it's like
true, the butt smell. Yes,
it's probably masked with butt.
Yes.
But I mean, with that, like she's just thinking like, oh, I'm a regular person, like okay, or to her, this is her new regular, but it's like that's not regular. Now,
Gotcha.
like, yeah, like touring is not, I mean, you're an artist, it's regular, but for like actual regular people, they're not going to understand that.
Yeah.
So I think it's things like that and just catching heat. That's all it is. And then meeting industry people who are fake and, Q, they're fucking shady as hell. So I think that's definitely what it is.
Oh man,
I think it's just affecting her.
I think there needs to be with that. There needs to be people at record labels, and again, I heard this somewhere else. I'm not gonna mention it, but there needs to be.
That's fine.
But it makes perfect sense. There needs to be more artist development at these labels. Like you need to have someone that's been there that can kind of be like a coach, a mentor, to just walk you through the ropes and be like, hey, look, expect this and this and this to happen, and this is how you want to handle it. Maybe someone that could just teach you how to like maneuver with social media, because it's such a big component of your career. And the last thing you need is to be that type of moody person that can switch from, when someone says one little comment that'll throw you off and then you're just going off on them.
Yeah.
And that can really make you look crazy in the eyes of your fans and just the regular onlookers, the what's it called, the rubberneckers on the internet that just want to see something, throw a comment in, or just the ones that don't say shit, the ghost
like the
commenters,
trolls
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just all ammo, and it could really backfire on you. So you really need someone that has been through it. Basically, artist development, just to help build you up. Not only just make your song sound dope, but have you maneuver out in the industry, because we all know it's shady as fuck.
Yeah, they do. They have to take some classes.
There's got to be someone like that.
Classes. There should.
Some
technically,
that's one way too.
There is somebody. It's what I want to do. It's A&R, but A&R is not the same anymore.
It's not. And
we'll get into that later.
It's got to get more, and it's much different than a manager, and much different than an assistant in that sense too.
A&R is like specific. Like grooming sounds so bad, but I'm grooming you.
Isn't it artist and repertoire or something like that?
Yeah, artist and repertoire. So I'm grooming you to be at your highest. So it's like creative shit, studio stuff. I mean, PR, that's also, it's not part of A&R, but I've heard of ones in the past that they kind of do a little bit of PR too. But yeah, A&R is more of the development side of it, and being able to coach you. And then PR would be the ones that after she made that post, they're stepping in. They're like, what's wrong? Or PR should have been fucking on her ass. Or even if she has an A&R or a manager, if she's posting shit like Val said with the whole depression thing, they should have been on her.
Oh, I agree completely.
She has to be signed. She's signed somewhere, no?
I don't know. I don't know that much about her to even
that I don't know.
Say that. But what I do know, I mean, when you say it that way, I guess A&R in a sense is like how the artist is groomed, and then PR would be how the public views the artist. How the public
sees them, that's public relations.
Public relations, right. So that's the only way I could think about it. So the artist development has to be, I guess, both of those, and then at some point maybe they just separated?
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
So it was always the same thing?
I've been, no, I mean, because I've always wanted to do A&R, and then brown sugar. But I've been asked to do some PR work, but to me, PR work is like, sorry, I just like being the creative side. PR work is your complete fucking image. A&R kind of dabbles a little bit depending on the sorry, I'm like fucking got sick out of nowhere. A&R will dabble a little bit, but it's not as much as PR, where it's like this, how do you look for the public consumption of you, and like social media, like fucking everything. And then if an incident comes up, then PR is the one that it's like, dun, 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 all right, we're here to clean up the mess kind of thing. Right. So
you know what? But
like scandals and shit like that. That would be PR.
It's a shady fucking business, and they're both needed for these artists, man. Now,
which, that's for sure.
A perfect segue into the next topic. Speaking about image.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me get it ready.
You gonna get ready? Yeah, Cameron recently did an interview for Rap Radar podcast, Elliot Wilson and B. Dot.
I can watch it.
And yeah, man, it's a great fucking interview. And they had Cameron, and he was pretty much just. It was a great fucking interview. Yeah. Probably the best Cameron interview that I've ever seen or heard. He pretty much detailed, gave stories, stuff that people didn't know about, stuff from the early Rockefeller days. And there was one quote that stood out. You got it?
You ready?
Load it up? Yeah, might as well play it, yeah.
1 second. His image was always A1, always fly, always got, we used to battle on who would get sneakers first or whatever. But image means a lot to me more than the lyrics do. It's more of, are you relating to what this artist is saying. Because some people put, we used to have fights.
Did you watch the whole interview?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
see it
that can, yeah, oh, it's all right. Yeah, definitely check it out. Yeah, it's, I can see both sides of that. And it's funny because I guess I'll bring up the story later a little bit, but yeah, there's two sides of that. I guess, yeah, part of the culture of hip hop is looking fresh, having the freshest kicks, newest clothes, obviously the obsession with like designer labels, the songs made about everything from Gucci, Versace, Louis,
All the pink and
everything,
shit.
all the pink. Like, it was part of that, and Dipset, Cameron really took it to a new level. Like they influenced a whole generation of young men on how to dress, like the 4XTs, the oversized fitted caps. Like, I feel like it came from all them. Like Jay-Z, his trademark is the Yankee cap, but Dipset had all the dudes dressing up until Jay came and turned it around the Black
Jay
Album.
was always the one that was like, nah, that's not cool no more.
Yeah, and he said button ups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim's ain't in no more.
Yeah, Tim's ain't in no more. He
The
changed.
jerseys,
He kicked it
all
up. But
that, yeah.
before that, Dipset was running shit as far as fashion
for
industry
sure.
shit. And then that one little part, I think, after the whole Jay-Z thing where they brought in the skulls. That shit, and like the wallet chains.
That was the Ed Hardy days.
Yeah, the Ed Hardy days. So I'm saying they came back. Like, that shows the impact that they have. So I can see where Cam says, like, yeah, that means more in the lyrics, because you kind of, I guess for me, even though I love the lyrics and they got so many great ones, I was riding around with Saint Villa to the show in Perth Amboy, and we were listening to a bunch of Dipset. And although the lyrics were great, you also remember their style. It stood out. Like, nobody dressed like them, and everybody tried to dress like them. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't bite them. Like, they were original. Every time they did it, it just looked dope. And that was the standard for everybody back in early 2000s.
Bite off them.
You couldn't.
You couldn't, because then it would be like, nah, you dressing like Jules.
You dressing like Jules, you dressing like Cam. Oh, that's freaky shit.
Yeah, but that was back then. It's not like that, I feel.
No, that's what I'm getting. But it goes back to the whole lyrics and image over lyrics. Yeah, and a guy like me, I'm always going to say the opposite. Like, it shouldn't matter what you look like. It shouldn't matter, what color your skin is. If you're dope, you're dope. If you got great lyrics, you got great lyrics. If you can spit, good. If you can flow, awesome, whatever. It's like a motherfucker like Eminem can dress however he wants. Because at the end of the day, he's a white boy that can spit his ass off.
Yeah.
So nobody questioned this motherfucker when he was rocking the do-rag with the headband over it.
Yeah, that I remember. But no, it wasn't like people really were questioning Jim, because Jim Jones looked fucking bonkers. You ever seen those DVDs, the tapes?
What
of them in this, like, it was kind of almost, damn, I forgot what they were called. Dipset always had, my brother used to always fucking cop them. The fucking like bootleg DVDs and shit that they would always have, and it'd just be like, sometimes it'd be clips of the videos, the making
Smack,
of, or just them, and then them just in the streets and they just chilling. Then they would have, like, you see Jim's mom just fucking pop up out of nowhere. Like, Jim, for the most part, was just he owned.
That's right, Jim Jones' mom.
Jim, while they were, I think, I mean, he's stylish as fuck now. He's fly now, but he was not fly back then. He owned that hobo look, and he looked so fucking good doing it too. I will say that.
Yeah, he made it work for him.
That whole scruffy look. So it's like you had Cam. Cam was definitely the stylish one. Juelz, he was stylish. He wasn't. I don't think he was as stylish as Cam though. I think Cam definitely brought it to the next level, especially with fucking Purple Haze days and shit. And then you had Jim, where he was just all about, like, well, the three main ones, he was all about, like, that scruffy look. Right. Where his braids, like, there were times his fucking, you could see, like, he, like, bro, you need to get those braids redone. I remember that, like, catching them in the videos, and it's like, ooh, those are like a week old right there. Like, you've been sleeping, you didn't even have a do-rag on. Shit like that, where he owned that look, and it was like, nobody's gonna question him on it or nothing. It's like, all right, no, you got that. He definitely owned that look, that hobo look.
All right, so how do y'all feel?
The image,
lyrics over image, or image over lyrics in your music?
Good.
Lyrics over image to me.
Okay. Any reason why in particular, or just?
No, just to me, I'd wait till the song and the music connects. If it feels right, if it makes me feel any kind of impulse or emotion, if it comes from the heart, if it doesn't, if I have to hear what the message is coming across, and then I can make my decision. So that's just how I feel on that. I think, okay, cool. If you look crazy, you look crazy. There's this girl. Her name is Naya Palm, and she's from the group Hiatus Coyote. You hear this girl in a recording.
Oh yeah, you played me for. Oh my god.
And she is so full and black and just like doctor, like just just amazing. And then you see her and she's tatted the fuck up, huge ass gauges, fucking piercings everywhere, but her voice is amazing. I don't care about her image.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She feels heart in everything she says. Alan Stone is the same way. He has these goofy ass huge glasses, blonde hair, but nigga got some soul.
There you go. Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I think you posted that dude.
Yeah.
Yo, that's yeah. He was dope. He was dope.
Stone you did.
He was dope. Yeah.
That song is so good too. Like he did I Give You Blue, and it's a upcoming album. He's about to drop it, so I'm so excited. I followed him since YouTube, and he's just a fucking dope individual. He feels everything he sings, and it's more, sometimes his little image is funky and goofy looking, but that's his image. And I think if somebody else were to dress like him, it would be like they would pull it off. It would be cool, but you wouldn't think it's Alan Stone. You know what I mean? So I don't really right now, do I see that being a factor? No.
All right, so then with the lyrics also being dope, do you feel like the image, well, you're saying lyrics over image, but the image helps push the lyrics?
For right now in this era, in this generation, and the upcoming, I think it's smart to do it that way. Like Billie Eilish.
You gotta have an image, because with Alan Stone,
with the bagginess, everybody
right, and with
knows
Alan
her.
Stone with the glasses, like you said, and the other girl with the tats. Like when you're pushing yourself out in like the IG era and everything like that, everything's more visual. So it does help to have more of an image. And wait, not to cut you off, but the story I had, I was meeting up with Lord Trill, and we all know Lord Trill's a fresh dude. And it was at this past show at
Fresh to death.
yeah, Fresh to Death. So me and guests were talking to him, and it was a moment of like complete honesty, and said it with no judgments or whatever. But we were talking about like the way dressing and dudes are wearing like these fanny packs, and I made the joke like, oh, if it was me, I would wear in the front like a dad,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, I
and everything
remember
like
that,
that.
yeah.
And then we were talking about, somehow it came up like our style like maybe isn't accepted by like the younger crowds, and Trill just said flat out with the serious face and just, you know, it's like, oh, it's just the way you guys dress, and said it to me and guess. And I thought about it, I'm like, damn, you're right. Even though I kind of thought about it, I'm like, even though I kind of dress modern, I still don't have that fresh feeling like the young kids. Not that I want to dress that way, I'm like more grown up in my sense, but I'm still like in that straight underground rap style, the way I dress. It's
where
just
they're
very
like teetering on it.
like I don't try to show off. I don't have the fanciest sneakers. I don't really cause too much attention. It's a hoodie and it's jeans and a jacket. Like I don't go too crazy. When it's hot out, it's just a t-shirt and whatever's comfortable, you know. But like I understood it right there, because he just goes dressed in, it's like an occasion every time. Like it's fresh. The way he has his outfit, it's very dope.
I don't think it matters, because like I look at people who are out there and who've made it famous and had also worn regular basic attire as their image as well.
Very true. There are guys that just wear the regular shit.
Like I
and they make
J.
it them.
Cole just wore like basketball shorts and a soccer jersey. It's
right. Yeah.
It's like he didn't wear some fancy smancy thing to get the attention.
Fancy smancy.
Yeah.
He stuck by his word. He's like, I'm not changing for no niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Regular degular.
So you hold your image. You feel me? Like if that's you, that's you. Like Chance the Rapper with the whole hat with the 3, like that's his thing
His
now.
trademark,
Like if you wear it now,
Yeah, he designed it and then got
it's done.
Fuck, Chicago. What team is that? He got them to wear it, I think.
With the Bulls?
Bulls. No. Not Bulls. I
figured it had to be Chicago. He's from Chicago.
No, but it wasn't basketball. It was I feel like it was baseball.
Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox.
Cubs. I don't remember anymore.
White Sox out.
Yeah, I
Makes
don't
more
know,
sense.
but that's their sig.
All right, that's what's up.
And sometimes he doesn't even wear like a suit with that hat too. Like he always just functions.
No, he just wears the hat no matter what. I get it.
Exactly.
No, Bear. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been rubbing your knees at the opportunity.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, so what was the question again?
Lyrics over image or image over lyrics?
Personally, lyrics over image. Realistically, it's image over lyrics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, we got to remember that if you're the tattoos, the glasses, or even like fucking fanny packs, anything like that, or if it's just plain, just like how you come in, you're just like regular clothes, that's still an image. And it's still, and how you carry yourself, that's still an image. So where we're talking about image in the sense of like clothes, it doesn't have to specifically be a suit. It could be a fucking hat with a fucking 3 on it. That's still your image. How you carry yourself, that's still the image. And realistically, yeah, it's image over lyrics. And it's also, I think personally too, I would say I'm more towards lyrics over image, but I think for me, image adds to it. But every artist has an image. There's no such thing as not having an image.
Yeah, like me though.
It's whether it's good or not.
Oh, yeah.
But and it's more about how you project yourself and public like perception of you. But the whole thing with this girl, I remember you played me their music, the Coyote shit. You played me their music, and you're like, okay, look. And then she flips her phone around, and I was like, damn, that's her. See, that's part of image, where it's like, gotcha, bitch. Like, this is how I really look. And I'm tatted up, and I probably look like I should sound like this, but I sound like this. That's still part of image. And it's very, I think it's an interesting take on it when it comes to, I feel like that's a new niche. And I feel like you don't have to keep, I'm trying to think of the word. You don't have to keep like going with the by popular demand, like the outline, I mean, or like the structured image, something like that. Naya Palm. Somebody like that is going against it, and that she's not the first one, she won't be the last, but it's that niche of people that go against it, where it's like, oh, she's not worried about image. No, baby, that is her image.
Yeah.
So
she could have changed her image because other people weren't fucking with it, because she wears some wild, crazy shit.
Oh, there's no way to change it now.
But that's still,
that's
but your image is how you're known, and at the end of the day, your
like
image is the first
wear,
thing.
Like, some crazy exotic.
That's the first thing people are going to see.
And then she'll wear something else in another.
Yeah. And that's the first thing people are going to see, and that's the last thing people are going to remember about you.
But then the music always got to be dope, too, because you can look
I
great and sound shitty.
That's why I'm, like, kind of in the middle, where I agree with, like, the realistic one. But then what's going to keep me, because I'm not also a casual listener. I mean, none of us are, but what's going to keep the non-casual listeners is if your music is on point, if your lyrics are on point. And then for singers, if, lyrics too, but I mean, for rappers and singers, it's completely different.
For the creatives, I mean, the minds.
But, I already forgot what I was going to say, fuck. But I think it's your content in general. Your content has to be able to keep up with your image. So if you can spark interest with your image, and people are like, okay, but you don't got nothing to offer. But then people can look at you and be like, the fuck he about to do? And then you can wow them. I would take B over A any fucking day. But also realistically, people don't want that. They want the image first. Well, industry.
I had my little image gimmick back in the day where I would just wear mad hats that had a P on it. That's it. That's all I had.
Well,
I still kind of do.
Not mad hats.
Yeah, it's not mad hats, but I want to bring that back up. But at the same time, it's a crazy expense. A lot of these fucking hats are like crazy expensive nowadays and shit. Almost $40. Yeah, get the custom shits.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Or I can start making my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was about to say, if you make your own, it's a little cheaper.
Or I could get my own little font and shit.
I used to have some audio fixation ones, and they weren't too bad. Maybe like $15 a pop, and I'm sure I could find a connect for it.
I just get mad colors and shit. Just do it that way. Yeah, that would work.
I think that would.
But then again, I wear a lot of black, so.
I like this.
Yeah. Like
see,
maybe just get a bunch of black ones.
That's you.
You know what I am?
Maybe different color P. So you got yellow. You got a little blue. Got a little red.
See, there you go. Fuck with that. See, my thing is, I'm the type of guy, like, if I get big, I'm wearing sweats every fucking day. I'm chilling. I want to be in the most comfortable clothing. I don't want to wear a suit. I don't want to wear jeans. Give me the nice designer sweatsuits.
That would be part of your image.
That would be my image, and I'm completely fine with that. Like, I'm ready to go. I can record. I can jump on stage. I can do whatever. I can chill with the kids. I'm good. You know what I mean? That's how I want to live my life. You know
Joe
what I mean?
Budden did that for a while before he went Media Joe.
I get it. And then I might get on my grown man shit and want to switch it up too.
I think that'll be good because it's like, I can surprise you.
Like, as far as like style guys, like Joe's getting up there with, like, I like this style. Sometimes it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. There's
I
much
think
love
he's
to him.
experimenting
Definitely
because he has
experimenting.
the right to experiment.
Yeah.
He's just like, well, nobody's gonna knock me down now.
A lot of other
Yeah.
rappers like Black Thought, like he just the
Black
epitome
Thought
of
is
like
nice.
grown
Ooh,
man
Black
rap
Thought,
and just
Little
always
Common,
fresh.
too.
Common as well.
Yeah.
Royce, you know what I mean? Just there's different
Royce
dudes,
kind of goes back and forth between like regular, like just chill, and then like on his shit.
and that's where I would be at.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
M
fancy
is
all the
just
time.
Like I'm a fucking superstar. I'm gonna wear my sweats and whatever the fuck.
And
I
that's
want.
because he's white.
Yeah, that's also because he's a superstar.
And because he's dope. But
Yeah.
I feel like if he would, all right, let's say if he wasn't white though, he would have to have dressed the part like everybody
It's
else
also, I mean, yeah,
and make up his own image to stick out. Even if his rhymes were that dope, he would have had to have
because he
looked
wasn't
crazy.
always that person. But I think it's more along the lines where he's a superstar and he also doesn't have to do much. It's Eminem.
Yeah, and
doesn't
because
have
he's
to do
dope.
much, and he also doesn't care. Where I feel like Jay-Z cares about his appearance.
Yeah.
I'm sure M does, but I mean, he looks scruffy as shit, and he's just like, well, I'm good.
I feel like M's crazy look in the hip hop is just white because he was the first white rapper like to really break out in the early
Yeah.
2000s
Yeah.
and like
So
really set the tone.
And if we're gonna talk about him being white, I think it was just like, in that sense, it's kind of like, all right, well, they're already gonna knock me because I'm a white rapper. So what else can I do that like they're listening to me, they're talking shit because I'm white, but they're still listening to me, so I can do whatever the fuck I want, kind of thing.
Yeah, because he's dope as fuck. That's the
Yeah.
whole point. He's dope, so he can pretty much wear whatever he wants because he's got the white thing already. So it doesn't matter what he
Yeah, I
wears.
see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His crazy look.
I thought you were like,
oh, no,
oh,
no.
'cause he's white,
Oh no, no,
white
has nothing to do. No,
privilege.
no, no. I want to get. I want anybody to get it twisted.
No, you're
no,
good.
yeah.
No.
The fact that he's
you
white.
sound like me now.
No, yeah, no.
Sorry.
No,
No,
but
he's
because
not racist.
his crazy look factor already is that he's white. So it doesn't matter what he wears. What he could wear suits like Pitbull, he could dress as gangster as 50 Cent, or he could dress as hobo as J. Cole did in some of those days or whatever. Or he could dress like a real life hobo. Point is,
Yeah, J. Cole's another
yeah.
one where he's just like,
Point is, because he's dope, he's already accepted in hip hop. Because he's white, he's already accepted in mainstream America. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what outfit he has. And no one even fucking bothered to make fun of him back in the day when he started wearing do-rags.
Yeah.
Because it was still fucking dope. And all you did now was just get a bunch of white kids wearing do-rags. Now they're buying shit.
Yeah, to be honest.
That's all that happened with that. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day what the fuck Eminem wore. His lyrics stood over the image, but his image was already that he was white.
100.
Because if he was black, let's all agree, it would have been tougher for him to get off. He could still put those songs down and still maybe have the impact, but because he's white in mainstream
He has an
America and
advantage.
white America, it's just accepted more. But again,
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't matter what he
harsh.
wore at that point.
That's a harsh reality right there.
Yeah.
damn.
Yep. What's up? Break time? Where we at?
Do you want to do I'm not editing this out. I don't give a fuck. You want to break, or do you want to? We got like two little run throughs we can go through real quick. Not like the best of news, but
Break.
son of a beach. Alrighty, we are recording.
And we're back
Like
on the Lyrical Fix.
podcast.
Killing that shit.
Word.
All right, so I don't know where we were at before, but we're going to get into something else because that's what the break is all about. So, guys, this past week, I don't know what day it was specifically, but our friend,
Monday night?
was it Monday night? Oh,
I think so.
famous friend, not a friend of the show, but a friend in all of every Latin American home's heart.
Definitely my
Famous astrologer, Walter Mercado, passed away at the age of...
Yeah, no, that he died.
Do we know?
I feel like it was Saturday, maybe.
It was this past week.
Ugh.
But man,
Kills me.
that sucked. I remember huddling around the TV when he came on for those like quick 5 minutes, just to give you a simple horoscope. But the way this man delivered it,
Amazing.
it was always catchy. He dressed always crazy flamboyant. Over the past few years, I guess he got his surgery done.
What?
looking wild crazy. But he always laid down a horoscope. Like that was the only person I've ever like bothered to listen to a horoscope. I've always ever just read one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like everybody always paid attention when he showed up on the TV screen, man. So I didn't know much else about him other than that. But man, just to hear that he passed away is crazy.
That was a rough one. Yeah, we were, I think I seen it, I feel like it was on Saturday night when the first time I seen it. Somebody like posted on the story. And I didn't think anything of it. It didn't have like the prayer hands. It didn't say anything else. Just a picture. So I'm just thinking, oh, maybe it's his birthday. Or maybe they're just like, they caught him on TV and it's, you know, like a little thing for him. And then that Sunday, I seen like RIP, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, right. Quite by surprise. And that's scary when you're scrolling on Instagram and just doing random scroll and you see someone's picture a bunch of times.
Because I seen it. I
that
seen
usually
it on the
means
story.
something.
Yeah, and then I seen it. I was just scrolling. I'm at work, and then I seen it again. I was like, "What the fuck you trying to tell me, Walter? What's going on here?" And then that's when I seen the rest in peace. I was like, "Oh my god, that hurt."
Right, you hate to see it.
Yeah, after work Sunday, we went. It's kind of like our industry night. And we went to the bar, and oh my god, yeah, we were sharing some stories. One of the other servers from this other restaurant goes, yeah, like he was the man when he was saying like, damn, I forgot his sign. Damn, I don't remember his sign, but he was like, when they were talking about us, it was like, oh yeah, that's my nigga, that's my boy right there. And then as soon as he's like, then you will stumble. No, I don't know what you talking about. Like, I'm about to have a good week. You talking about me stumbling? Nah. So
you will stumble.
he did the voice and everything. It was funny. But yeah, that's like when you're Spanish and childhood, and I didn't really grow up too Spanish, but he was always fucking on the TV. In Telemundo, he was always he was Telemundo, right?
Yeah, that Univision.
Galavisión, Telemundo, Univision, todo.
He was not Galavisión.
Nah.
Get out of here with that Galavisión. Nah. I think it was too exclusive to be on Galavisión. Come on, bro. This is prime time horoscopes, bro. This nigga had his own segment on the fucking news or whatever show that was.
Chavo del Ocho was on Galavisión.
That's neither here nor there.
That used to be
Chavo del Ocho. I've said it in American. Chavo del Ocho is a staple in the Latin community. It was gonna be on Galavision at some point on syndication.
But you think this guy too. He's gonna eventually be on that now that he's passed away.
But what? No, you can't because
horoscope is an astrology thing.
Horoscope's got to be daily.
So they'll talk about him.
You can't throw reruns.
But yeah, it wouldn't be a rerun.
Someone will replace him now.
No.
He's irreplaceable, you feel me?
Nah. You can't do it like he did.
Yeah,
you just gonna bring in another flamboyant ass nigga
that's like
to
David
tell
Letterman.
you your shit?
It's like you're replacing.
Well, those people get replaced. Those are just late night talk show hosts. This is an astrologer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just the way he like
astrologer.
The way he just did it, it was just like very like
flamboyant as fuck.
He was
flamboyant
like
as fuck.
No, I will say, and I did reveal this at the bar that night, that I was just like, to be honest, for the longest I thought that was a woman. When I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, what I grew up, like the people I grew up around, it wasn't really new to me, so it was just like, oh, whatever. And then I found I was like, oh no, that's a guy. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. My bad. But yeah, I thought, and then because I heard the name, I was just like, that's a weird name for a girl. And then I forgot where I got the confirmation or who I got it from. I was just like, damn, I lived a good like 2 years thinking that was a woman. That was funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when you think back on it, I think for like a lot of young Latin kids, that was probably their first experience of a gay character on TV. Like they've probably seen gay people in their lifetime, but like a straight gay character, like very flamboyant on TV, even though he never said it, but you kind of could just like, all right, this guy probably is. Yeah. You know, like it's, yeah. But that probably could have been the first for a lot.
It's funny. I went to go like look up real quick like how long he was on air. It's the funniest shit, bro.
How long have more than Don Francisco?
Don Francisco's been on since 16.
Don Francisco.
He's another one. He must be protected at all times. Don Francisco.
That's what he said about Walter. Now look at the nigga.
Don Francisco. We were looking at the ages on Sunday because we were like, nah, like
Don Francisco.
Don gotta be older. Like we were all saying it. We're like, Don gotta be older.
Pa fuera.
That was my favorite part.
Fuera.
Holding
that mic. Fuera.
This shit was funny.
Always had the hottest girls.
But no, we had looked it up. Don is only 78.
Nah.
78.
Fuck out of here.
Walter was 87. He died.
That nigga over ODing on the Just for Men Joe.
How old is he?
Huh?
How old is he?
Which one?
Don Francisco?
78, I think I saw. when we were looking up at Biagio.
Nah, son.
Yeah, 78.
Crazy.
Those are those shows, man. They've been
They
running
still
on and
kicking.
on, just
Yo,
like Gordo y la
And the
Flaca.
crazy part about that show,
Oh my God, that used to be my shit.
But
Yeah.
Gordo got skinny.
And when I was in Puerto Rico, they used to be my shit.
the crazy part about that show was it was a 4-hour long show every weekend. This nigga was put on a 4-hour variety show. It was from 7 to 11. That's what I remember the most about that shit. And every time I would just want to watch because it had everything for everybody. It had game shows, so you had the excitement. For the guys, it had the women because they always had the hottest women, like models and stuff,
That's
on that
true.
show. They had comedy.
the hair.
They had the little talent show where they brought the what's the nigga's name that brought everybody out, that when they sucked he would like grab them. What was his name?
Oh, it
What
was
was that
funny.
name?
I had asked about
He
it at
dressed
the
in a
bar and I
black
fucking forgot.
mask and
Yeah,
an
this
outfit.
nigga told me who it was and I don't remember.
Something of that nature.
When he used to dance out, that was my favorite part. I was just
Yeah.
like, where's he coming? Is he coming out? Is he
Yeah, he's
out?
coming out when people were booing and they didn't like the motherfucker on stage. Like he was ready to just.
It's like,
Hook
you
him
know,
up.
Yeah.
that shit was funny as
It's like
well.
the Latin version of the Sandman at the Apollo.
Pretty
for
much,
those-
yeah. I was
yeah.
about to say that was like the Spanish Apollo,
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
the Apollo
Sandman.
guy. Yeah, Sandman. So yeah, he died Saturday. That shit was insane.
Tough one. Tough one.
And it's just funny. I mean, it's not funny, but so
It's not
the
funny.
article popped. The article popped up, and it was like astrologer to the masses. Oh man, he was astrologer to the masses.
He was, man.
really
Yo,
was.
he made astrology interesting.
So dramatic, but you have to be dramatic with somebody who's like this.
When you're telling
You have to be
someone
dramatic about it.
when you're telling someone their future, you got to do it in a dramatic way.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy was like the Steven Spielberg of astrology.
Oh,
He
yeah,
could
for
paint
sure.
you the picture.
He was spitting some
You know what I mean? And the way he delivered it, the way he said it was just, you have to respect that shit. You know what I mean? Every time I hear my, Virgo, he would say it with such, excellence. Like,
Yeah.
Virgo. He
Yeah.
would say it
He
real
say
quick and then
Leo.
blend into it.
That I don't
Sagittario.
remember. Oh.
Yo, you know what made me laugh though was when he did it when he was in his prime. Let's just say 20 years ago when we were kids.
Yeah.
He would he would give you one looking at the camera, right, and say Sagittario and change to the camera
Oh,
this way,
yeah,
and it would
yeah.
it would do a quick edit, and then he'd go into that one. I'm like, this nigga
That's
went.
Sagittarius.
That's how you knew it.
Yeah.
No, I know Sagittarius.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, that shit. I was just about to talk about that because as soon as like my grandmother would always have it. My grandmother always had it playing. And then as soon as I'd just be like, Mama, let me know when we come up because we're both Sagittarius. And I'm like, Mama, let me know when we come up. And I'd just be like doing whatever, playing or some shit. And then she screamed. No, she didn't have to call me. I would tell her, let me know. I didn't have to call me. I just heard like just the intensity of his voice and I just come running.
Yes.
And I just like sit there. Okay, what's going on? I fucking like 7 I was like 8 years old. Like what's gonna happen?
I wasn't brought up much on him, but I definitely used to see him from time to time passing.
Oh, you can't forget him.
Definitely.
That was
He
that
was a big
unforgettable
guy.
look to him, and just the stuff like with the hands, like you did before. The guy was very handsy, yes, had the jazz hands and
Spirit
stuff.
fingers.
Spirit fingers made astrology fun, and the best part, which I think we got audio for, was
Oh, yeah.
his sign off.
Yes.
I can't do it, so I'm gonna just let.
No, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we got
I just
play it.
wanted to see if he
What?
had.
A little.
Did he have like
This motherfucking thing ain't.
Did he
goddamn
have his
sending.
people?
This piece of shit. What?
a charismatic and
Ooh.
flamboyant astrologer
Feisty.
and TV
Flamboyant.
personality? Oh yeah, he didn't have no wife. I just wanted to double check because
no
you know how.
surprise there.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean-
I'm just double checking. Just
Look,
double
man,
checking.
if he got some sugar in his tank, no big deal.
Oh no, for sure.
Ain't no thing.
It's not for me.
I'm just saying.
He's not for you. He's definitely not for you. He's not interested in you. That's
No,
for
he
sure.
ain't interested in nothing you got right there. That's for sure. God damn it, I lost
No
it.
sugar is for me. No.
No
Too much
sugar.
sugar is
That
too
nigga
much.
come for me for you.
You know what
Let's
I'm
be real.
Oh shit!
I know
Oh,
he
I
not
gotta take
coming.
that sound off. God damn it!
Just
All right,
saying.
I'm gonna find this shit. That was so funny.
But imagine.
Cause I was like, let me see. Cause not all the time. And this is when he's older. Oh wait, he's like bam, bam, bam. Sorry, it's so funny.
Mucho paz y amor. Is that shit still filming?
Y que Dios me los bendiga a todos, hoy,
Make sure.
mañana y siempre. Y que reciban de mí siempre paz, mucha paz, pero sobre todo mucho, 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 mucho amor.
Yes, sir. Paz y sobre todo mucho, mucho, mucho. Mua, amor. I had to say it more masculine because I don't want to say it. Sí, mucho paz y sobre todo mucho amor. Yeah.
May you rest in peace. Okay.
Rest in peace, Walter Mercado. You know what I mean? That's the man. That's the G right there. The OG of the astrology game. You know what I mean? Now moving on. A little more lighter news. Man.
I mean, it's still a little heavy.
It's still crazy, but thank God it didn't get as serious.
This fucking, oh my God.
Oh man, everybody in the hip hop community was definitely devastated when they heard the news.
This yes, the way where she's like, "What are we talking about?"
Oh no.
So yeah, because I have like tweet alerts, so like I just get them like all the fucking tweets for like certain people, and I seen Angie Martinez in serious car accident or something like that, and I literally stopped. I was just like, what's going on? Because that's my idol. Bro, that's my fucking idol.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to do so many things, but for most of what I want to do, it's like I look up to her for it, like the journalist side for me. And my God, I fucking love her. So she was in a bad accident. No, not too many details, but she did tweet out, and this is as far as we know as of today, like when we're recording. We'll find out more information. So far, she's okay. I've always believed in angels, and mine was with me the other morning. I was in a severe car accident and sustained a fractured lumbar and shattered vertebrae. I'm recovering and will be for some time, but I am extremely grateful to have the opportunity to do that. Wanted you all to hear it from me first and know that although this is a difficult time, I am in the best spirits possible and determined to be back and better than ever soon. God bless, and I deeply appreciate all love and prayers.
Damn, man. Thank God, man. We almost lost a real one, man.
Yeah, that's scary, because even like just like the car accident, something so simple like that, and it's not like when Aaliyah died, I remember like I was a fucking shit, like I was chicken shit scared to hop on a plane as soon as she died. And it wasn't the same case, it was a little bit different, but that was just like, that's something that like any of us would do. Just hop on a plane, or you're just driving
and not thinking about it.
Exactly. And oh my God, she definitely is one of those that has to be protected at all fucking times. That's for sure. Man,
yeah, fractured lumbar, shattered vertebrae, that ain't no joke.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of that, I've been able to be more grateful, especially with all of this going on, and I'm sure that Angie Martinez is definitely more grateful before any of that happened, because like you said, we could have lost a legend and we could have lost someone. So going back, if we are okay with me going to what I want to talk to you guys about, is that this week, based on being more grateful, I almost lost someone in my congregation, and I told them too about it, and she's only 13 years old due to self-harm. So we already know where that goes. So it's not an easy topic to talk about, but it's a topic that's necessary because, of course, logic, as we know, and many other artists have made aware to our community, and it's something that we should talk about, and that's suicide, right? So she tried to commit this to herself at 13 years old, and the only thing I could understand it, but coming from that aspect and me seeing her and me being around this individual, I could tell the early signs. So for people who don't know, if someone goes through that issue or that state, is because before that there was depression, and before that there was a layer of sadness. So you had to have done something to feed that. And so scientifically speaking, there's 7 different traits of depression, 7 different levels. Obviously the 6 and the 7 are like the most psychological ones that do more harm, and therefore you choose to believe that there is no change and you need assistance or help, whether you get prescribed through a doctor or physician. And that's if you need that, because you hear voices. So it gets on a whole nother level, and that's psychiatric at that point. But the other minor ones are just us, right? Us as daily people, normal lives. And where it stems from, us internalizing a lot of issues. Maybe there's a lot of things going on. And so I did some research because I wanted to understand this individual, and I wanted to understand most of the people that go through this. And it's just a vulnerability topic. It's something that all of us don't like to talk about, but we all definitely face a trauma or sadness or a phase of depression, right?
Absolutely.
And it's important to talk about it and to make it aware, because the things that cause it and what I've researched is like a mundane routine, you know, you not thinking anything great of yourself and only believing those thoughts,
Right.
negativity, drowsiness, sleeping majority of the day. Those are some telltale signs. Being completely unsocialized at all, like doesn't talk to anyone because they don't feel like everyone understands them.
Right.
And that's common. We've all felt like misunderstood, or people's painted their perception of us, right? And painted it to be something. So what I decided to do is, instead of focusing on that topic and on that depression, is how to get out of those issues. What can we best tell people in these situations, or recommend to tell them to do, to practice, so they can get out of these issues instead of just worming in a hole of what they're used to and what they're comfortable with, which I don't blame you, anybody, you know, and I'm not speaking like I'm a professional at this, but, you know, it's important. And one thing that I realized that we can learn a lot from, and it's one step, is, you know, being grateful. And it's crazy that this is a topic, because gratefulness is actually one of the things that are brought up in every religion, including the Quran. So it's pretty interesting. Gratitude is brought up, and apparently I researched it, and scientifically speaking, and even through psychology, this is the same steps that they follow, right? So benefits of being gratitude: opens doors for more relationships, improves physical health, improves mental and psychological, enhances empathy, and reduces aggression. You sleep better, your self-esteem, and your boost of your own career, because you believe in yourself more, you believe in those thoughts more, you're not feeding into the negativity. So that would help you outlook into your rut or your situations in a different way. You'll be merciful into what's going on and what's happening, instead of like, oh, I got a car and then I got a flat, but you know what, at least I got a car.
Like
that's an example.
like glass half empty kind of.
Glass full, glass half empty.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, oh man, I got all these bills, but you know what? I have a house, I have a car, and I have this.
Trying to look on the brighter side.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's your perception of what's going on. Like you said before, like you get a flat tire, but hey, at least I still have a car. You know, I'll get a spare, I'll figure it out. Yeah, just looking at the bright side of everything.
Right. And
I completely agree.
Exactly. So then I even researched habits to even fight against depression, and then the habits that they incorporated, not on a daily basis, but something that you should add on your routine if you want to switch it up, and it's coming home, doing the same thing, going through the same stuff, seeing your mom and dad argue if you're in that, you know, separation age or in high school, or if it's even worse than that and you're witnessing things in the house.
Yeah.
Like, it's very important for you to do these habits, and they say meditate or a prayer, practice yoga, wake up earlier, because sometimes, you know, if you wake up literally sleeping till 3 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that can get a little tiring, and you won't see what you're worth or what you're doing in life really, for some point. And then, you know, it says eat some fish, ironically, because it says that 17% people who eat a lot of fish are 17% more less to becoming depressed.
17 less.
Yeah.
17% less.
And that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yes.
I wonder what it would be though.
So it's like,
what type of fish though?
It literally says people who eat a lot of fish at a 17% lower risk of depression.
I don't know, bro. If
It
I'm
has
just
to be
eating,
the chemicals.
yeah, it's got to be something, because I'm not eating tuna all day just to get
Yeah,
happy.
I know, right? No,
Fuck all that.
Sushi
sure it's
does
not
make me
tuna.
happy, though.
Sushi does make me
We gotta have a sushi date. We definitely
Sushi
do.
date, absolutely.
Sushi date.
Of course, get some sleep is on that schedule. And 7,
Yeah,
socialize. You gotta socialize, because like maybe when you talk to somebody and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then if you don't talk about your day, then how can you know if someone relates with you on a topic?
Word up.
Yeah.
You're too, oh, no one understands me. No, maybe they do, but you don't talk. And maybe your version of trying isn't really talking. You know?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm shared enough. I don't trust you.
I
Because
think
we all
it's,
have
I think it's
trust
also
issues.
one of those things that it's also from the people like that are not suffering from depression,
Yeah.
the outsiders,
Yeah.
just being more perceptive to it and
More
not
mindful.
taking that small talk, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because I know there's people in my life, like you guys are, you're starting to like catch on with me.
Yeah.
Where if I say like, no, I'm good. No, really, like what's going on?
Oh yeah. I
My
can
friend
tell.
Chris, shout out to Chris, he's like that too. He's like, no, I'm not taking what's going on. So it's one of those things where if it's the outsiders, like once you know, and I mean, there's friends too, or even if you're like working together in close quarters, you know them by now. It's like, no, I know there's something wrong with you. Like, don't take the small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm good. I'm fine. and that's it.
Yeah,
It's like, no,
sometimes
there
the
has to
small
be
talk,
more.
yeah, it leads to more stuff, and there's always something hidden in there with the small talks.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. But leading to that, one of the best things I think to battle depression, whether you're a teenager or you're in your, 50s or above, is just having someone to talk to.
Yeah, for sure.
It all comes with that. Like, you need, even if they're not offering any advice, just the fact that you're able to vent to someone who will listen, which is the reason why a lot of people get therapy nowadays. You know, it's something I've been looking into, just to sit down with someone that I don't know, that doesn't have any biases towards me, isn't trying to tell me like the regular yes men bullshit, like, hey, keep positive, be happy, blah, blah, blah. Just someone to really like listen to what I have to say and offer some type of like some advice at the same time, but nothing too like specific to me. Just basically how I should see something. Well, let me not say specific.
I think over time it'll probably be catered to you.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I'm saying. Yeah,
they'll learn more.
it will
of
get
you,
specific to me
but
over time. Yes.
it won't be like you're talking to a friend. I think that's the perk of going
Because
to
sometimes
therapy.
I took therapy this
Yeah.
year.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Actually, I held off for 2 years, even though everybody around me was recommending it because of my fiance passing away and all that stuff, and a lot of stuff happening to me. I thought I could be a good, and then I was like, all right, I'm caving, and I asked, Sade, and she recommended me that I should do it too. My mom,
Which I probably should too, but
yeah, but
I like to preach.
I did it for 5 sessions, and man, it was great.
Like weekly?
Yeah,
5 weekly sessions?
I would do it whenever she was available, whenever the psychologist was available for an open session. And the psychologist, they have to sign a will and they sign an oath that they can't release any of the information that you have disclosed with them.
Confidential.
That confidentiality
Unless
that they cannot break.
harmful to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a therapist also, and a psychologist or a psychiatrist, all of us have to eventually visit a therapist a week as well, from all of the information we're intaking. Because we want to be in
You would think so, because the therapists need therapy
it's required.
too. Yeah,
it's definitely required if you're in that job. Same thing with social work. It's definitely required, but it was liberating. I didn't expect much of it. My first session, I was just like, I just came here because people told me to come
you
here.
had your doubts, yeah.
But I know I've done a lot of self-healing. I've done a lot of this, and I know that this is probably one of the things that I built from that, and that could be this, and then this is this. So maybe you can get to know me.
Did you feel like you had a breakthrough at some point between those 5 sessions?
Yeah, I've
like
had
you
a
were
lot
able
of
to get down to
breakthroughs.
the root of like not only the issue that was at hand, but like something that in your past that may have triggered
Yeah.
the way you're feeling now?
Yeah, but I took psychology and I knew what she was doing, and their job is just to listen and observe. Their job is not to tell you, if you're doing right or wrong. They're just there to listen.
Yeah.
And then every single time you come with a different, session, they take that story again and then that story again, and then they put the puzzles that you don't see in front of your face. That is our job.
Repeat it back to you.
Yeah. They'll be like, okay, so you mentioned that your father and your mother weren't around, right? So let's take it back here. As after I was venting about my day today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what their job is.
They're able to break you down and tell you why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. They're like, so I think this stems from this in your childhood.
Yeah.
And then this and this and this. And they go in, and then you're just like, wow, I have had so many moments with her like that. And I told Sarah, her name was Sarah. I was like, Sarah, I wish I can take you in a little backpack with me.
And I think that's what makes it easier too, because you're talking to someone that isn't necessarily a friend, not someone you have to see on the regular, someone that could possibly, God forbid, something goes wrong in you guys' friendship, they spread the shit about you, stuff that could be embarrassing to you. So, so I can see why therapy is so great. I did have a child psychiatrist when I was in middle school, because I was going through, I was diagnosed with teenage depression, and I went to a couple sessions as well. They tried to get down to the root. They tried asking me questions about, my relationship with my mom, and the only thing that really came through with it was that I had a lot of aggression towards my father not being in the picture. Yeah. And they said that was the reason for me acting up in school, and that was the reason for, me being depressed while playing soccer,
Was it?
Stuff like that. I don't know, because right now I don't really have a relationship with my father. He's hitting me up once a week on Facebook, because he has my Facebook profile or whatever.
Yeah.
He lives about 2 hours away in Philly. He's trying to come back into my life. He wants to see my second son. Definitely wants to see my first son again.
When was the last time you seen AJ? Oh, sorry, your first son.
That's all right. Probably about 4 years, when I went down. It's just that the thing with me is, and everybody tells me I'm wrong for it, and I completely understand, but the way that I see it is, I've now been a father to my firstborn longer than he was a father to me. So at this point, it's like, what the hell are you really gonna tell me? Like, if we get together, you're gonna be happy to see me, we'll hug or whatever, you'll see the kids, sure. But like with you and me talking, I don't see anything to talk about.
Yeah.
There's no advice you could give me. There's no words of wisdom that you could provide for me. Like,
So say that.
well, no, I mean, that's it. People are like, well, you should at least tell him that. Because instead, I've just been ignoring his phone calls. Or when he calls my mother and asks about me, he's like, oh, you know that he doesn't want to speak to you. Like, he has his own issues and blah, blah, blah. She'll say that for me. But, yeah, part of me wants to go see him and deal with it. But at the same time, it's like, I always got shit going on. I'm not trying to take the 2-hour trip up there. And even if he comes my way, I don't really see it, wanting to go meet up and shit. Like, oh, let's go get coffee or whatever.
You may never know. I think he.
Yeah, I just don't see. We could come to closure, and I'll be like, yeah, we'll be friends. You can see the kids whenever you want. But I don't see that we'll ever build that friendship.
No.
Because I just I know what you did. I'm trying to avoid being like you. And the
So
one
you
thing
put
I
the
won't.
distance.
Yeah, like I'm not perfect, but the one thing I won't do is abandon my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the other shit, like it is what it is. It happens. But like, I know what I got to do at the end of the day, and I'm not gonna be you.
Yeah.
So that bothers me the most. Like, so when I see him, it just reminds me of that, and I don't know how that conversation would go.
Yeah, but the point is that you make it aware to him that that's how you feel, and it needs to be said because he's trying to build this thing. He's gonna be able to take the punches at this point. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
By calling you.
He's ready. He better at this point. So I don't know, man. So I'm thinking about it,
yeah.
but
No
going
pressure.
back to your original point, not to skip off topic or
Yeah.
ramble off. Yeah, that was my experience with therapy, but I think it did a world of good. Like, it helped me realize more about myself. At the time I was 13, so I really wasn't taking too much stock into it. Nowadays, like, as I get older, now I could really use it, and I feel like it could benefit me.
Because you start to realize, like, you start to see, you notice things within yourself,
Right.
and you try to play your own, like, therapist.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you also don't want to address it because it's like, no, I'd just rather not. I'd rather just move on, or no, I don't want. But when you actually sit down with somebody, then you're addressing it, and that's why a lot of people just don't do that.
Yeah.
Because
a lot.
I
exactly
don't
how it
practice
feels.
what I preach. And I've noticed I've had to play therapist for like a lot of people. I'm a good listener. But when it comes to myself, I'm a vault. I don't open up at all.
We're always easier.
Yeah,
it's
we're always-
always easier to
yeah.
give the best advice but never take it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
again. And going back to that, like, there were lines even that the therapist said that just allowed me to be like, oh my God, you just made me cry, and I don't know why. Because like, she would be like, how are you feeling today? Just that on that day. Like, on some serious.
No, something as simple as that, because no one really asks you, how are you feeling today?
I was
Yeah.
like, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're never really asked that. Like, sometimes
You
it's
really
tough.
aren't.
It's like a what's up, but or sometimes it just comes off as a greeting, like, hey, what's up? Good. Like,
Yeah,
was good.
That's how it was. It was
Yeah.
a simple greeting, and then we walked to the office.
But
and
how are
then
you
she's
feeling?
Like, so how are you feeling today?
Yeah.
That was it.
That's how it starts.
When it comes to that, there's a certain like
There's a
tone you gotta
there's tissue
take.
boxes and everything. And
They're ready. They're prepared for it. I think
they
it's
know what it
important
is.
for that. And even if you don't want to make the commitment to do the therapy, well, like that, the official therapy, and or it's money's a problem, you can definitely just try to find a friend and I mean, the trust has to be there, but I think it's also one of those things where you find a friend, one of your friends, and if they're a good listener, go off from there and try to just feel it out. I think that's more important.
Find a positive friend, because one thing two birds of a feather fly together. So you could both vent and definitely
there
talk
can
to
be
each
a
other,
negative person
but that could
that drags
just
you
feed
down.
to each other's habits, and it won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is something that I've also noticed. So you could definitely get someone that's of a positive influence, that's gone through what you've gone through, and that motivates you and gives you that drive that you kind of miss, and maybe a little bit, but not too much, and that will listen to you from the beginning. Yeah, like she said, like my little shawty.
But because I've had to cut off friends that I realized that they were draining me, and I'm like, okay, you're not feeding me, you're just fucking draining me.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those that I'm a vault, and then once people notice it, and I'm giving, like, I'm a vault. I open up when I'm giving to others, but when it comes to like me actually talking about the shit that I go through on a day-to-day basis, no. Like I don't really think I have anybody right now that I do that with. And it's just it's always one of those things that like I've had friends. I mean, like I have people in my life that I can do it with.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have Juan that you can do.
That's not a friend. I mean, no, he is my best friend and my man, but yeah, I mean that's different though. I was talking about I had a toxic friend that I had to cut off because, and I was telling Paloma about it because she knows her. Yeah, I had to cut her off because it was just too toxic. And I've had, like, some of my friends know, like, if I get too quiet, like, there are times where, like, we don't talk, we don't have to talk every day, but when we do talk, it's like, okay, you know, right back to normal. But if you don't hear from me for a long time, or if I give you the generic, yeah, I'm good, everything's fine, then you know that there's something wrong with me. If I'm not bragging about, like what my accomplishments were, like, since the last time me and you talked, then there must be something wrong. So then, yeah, this girl was just like, cool. As soon as, yeah, I'm good, everything's fine. Cool. So yeah, this happened to me, and it just got tiring after a while. And I realized, like, okay, like, I get it, like, I got to work on me, but I can't have friends around me that are not even trying. So I think that's important too. If you have friends, then they're not really your friends. If there's something going on with you and they can't tell and they're not trying to pry it out of you, then they're not friends at all.
That's true.
That's for sure.
Without a doubt, nah, man.
Yeah,
the support system around you.
Get the fucking toxic, the negativity out. Kick all those fucking toxic motherfuckers to the curb. Like, don't even bother.
And I've been through that as recently as like a couple years ago. It was just a group of friends that I had been like rocking out with, and it just didn't work. One day I just realized to myself, like, yo, we're not getting anywhere. We're not helping each other out. This isn't working. And the way that it ended was, you know, a little bit messed up on both parts, but it kind of like had to be done. And ever since then, I feel that we've all just grown from it and have become better people. Sometimes that's what's needed, because sometimes you're friends with somebody and it just doesn't work out. You're not meant to be friends. You're both not moving somewhere, especially if it's like a business relationship. You go out of it. And then the best thing is just to separate. And then if all of y'all do well afterwards, then it was for the best. Yeah. You know, so
that's true.
Your support system really matters a lot too. So you have to have positive people around you. There's no need for negative energy or any toxicity, like you were saying. Like, that really can make or break you. Yeah. Whether it's in your personal life or business relationship. Definitely business, because you need a strong team around you. You need positive people. The last thing you need in a business is negativity. Yeah. You know, anything that'll bring the business down. So that's for sure, man.
So with that being said, do you want to play the LB?
That was like a dark level that you want. Hey.
I can't wait to see it.
That's LB the Great. Shout out the song Waterfalls. Is that on Neon Octopus?
Yeah, that's gonna be Octopus. I don't think
love the name of
you're
that
allowed to say what else she has going on.
Oh no, absolutely not. No. That's just what.
For a second, I was just like,
she's advertised it, so that's the only reason why I'm saying it.
LB the Great.
That's that cheer up song. Shout out LB the Great. Straight to the point, STTP. Y'all are fucking awesome. LB, we love that song, so we're going to play it every time that we in a bad mood or something dark has been said and we need some cheer up. That's going to be our cheer up song, because Lord knows we need that. Need. Yo, speaking of a fellow artist of ours, our dude Guest just dropped a new track.
Okay.
We're gonna have to check it out afterwards on his Audio Mac. It's called Built That Way. In parentheses, Rejuiced, featuring the Emotional Oranges. Oh, okay. I see what Guest did. Add his little remix flavor. I see you, Guest. Shout out to you, brother. We're gonna check that song out very soon. Probably check it out during the break. I don't know. Should I get into this?
I was about to. I can do it right now.
This? We can get into
this.
Should
we just do it?
All right, Joe. We can get into it.
Wait, no. Should we break and then listen, or just listen?
Oh, break the song. I was gonna get into the other topic, but if you want to listen to the song, we'll get to the song. All right, so
this is the song.
let's fucking.
All right, good.
Motherfucking story time, everybody.
Story
Listen up. This is a
time.
cautionary tale, and I would just want to
Yes.
say right now off the bat,
Been waiting
Sade
for
and
this.
Val have not heard this story before. They do not know about this
It's a
story.
highly anticipated story.
They've known me. I've told them as much as I can about myself, and they've learned about me through these past weeks of recording and all these shows and shit, but they do not know the story of when I was younger. So let me paint the picture real quick for you. I'll try not to take too much time, and I'll try not to be so boring about it. So I want to preface, this is a cautionary tale to all artists,
Oh,
that
stop filming on that one.
okay,
You're good, go
all
ahead.
artists, please just make sure you get your business right. I know a lot of you are young and you think that you know everything right now because you've seen a couple YouTube videos, but do as much research as you can. Always question everything, and if you have a bad feeling, you should probably go with it.
Mm-hmm.
So 2012, I'm 23, 24. My child is 2 years old, my firstborn. I had just, as far as rap, I had just finished, or I just stopped working with the group of rappers. One of them was Obi. I was in a group with him, and stuff wasn't working out, creative differences, blah, blah, blah. So I left the group. I was pretty much solo. So I'm like, damn, what am I going to do out here? You know, this is my first time being a solo artist. All I ever knew was being in the group. So I started going the Lil Wayne route. I'm going to jump on every rapper that I know on their beats just to get my name out there, and I'm going to just feature with them. I'm going to just kill shit, you know, and I'll get my name out. So I'm making little records here and there with people. I'm getting my name out. I'm going to shows. I'm starting to just go out there and getting used to being on my own as a solo artist and not, you know, writing more verses, making whole songs, and just working on my own stage show and everything. So I'm at a show in, I believe, Dover, and this dude from this that I don't really know. I've never seen him before. Let's just say he's the head artist. We'll call him in this story, the head artist. Comes up to me and says, "Yo, you Kid Pro, yo, your shit is dope, man. I know you from around the way, in the same town that Obi records. I live there too." And I'm like, "All right, bet. That's what's up." Eventually, we exchanged numbers. He invited me over, did a song with him. Song was pretty dope. Got to perform it in certain places with there. Now, the place I recorded at was the head artist's cousin's crib, and we'll call him the producer. So, artist and producer, I see that they get along, obviously, because they're cousins that live down the street from each other. And it's a nice family environment. Everybody there welcomes me with open arms. It's all good. Downstairs, basement, studio, very furnished, looking clean. Booth is dope. Big mixing board. They just chilling, playing video games, watching TV in between all the shit. It's dope experience. Always great. Having fun there. Months are passing by. I'm just hanging out with them, talking shit. Eventually, they asked me to be a part of the crew. They asked me and about 4 or 5 other rappers and a singer to be part of the crew. Like, yo, we want to put y'all in and do some stuff. We're like, all right, bet. We start recording a bunch of music over the months. And this has got to be like around April, May. Now, this is around the time that the Watch the Throne album is coming out with Jay-Z and Kanye. So my timeline may be fucked up, but it's in that summer, I believe. And these guys start saying, the head artist and the producer start saying to me, yo, we got some hookups. We know somebody at Akai. We know somebody at this other spot. We know the head of G-Unit Records, blah, blah, blah. And we know this person, that person. We got emails. We got, you know, people that want to rock with us. We just want to know if shit gets down and we moving, who wants to move with us? And we, obviously, all of us in there are like raising our hands like, yeah, I'm down. I'm ready to make this happen. I'm 24 years old. I don't know shit about shit. I just know I want to rap and I want to fucking do shit. So a couple weeks pass by, we're recording, we're doing shows, we're looking crazy. The head artist and producer start saying, yo, we just locked down a way to open for Kanye and Jay on the Watch the Throne tour. All of us go crazy. We can't think of shit. He's like, but there's a deal. We got to record mad songs and you know, get to our business. So I'm showing up every day after work, driving half hour out of my way instead of going home, being with my kid, my girl, to rehearse. We are rehearsing outside in the producer's backyard. Everybody in town is driving by, watching a bunch of kids with imaginary mics do a whole 45-minute show set every day. People are walking by, you're like, what's going on? What's going on? We're like, can't say nothing. Little by little. And then one day while I'm at my work, the head artist sends me a video clip of Funkmaster Flex playing our freestyle that we just did over a Watch the Throne beat on Hot 97 with the bombs and everything. I'm crying. I'm calling my mom saying, Mom, I just made it on the radio. This is crazy. You know, like this shit was played. That's when I should have started asking questions. People kept saying, yo, I didn't hear it. And be like, oh, it was on the radio. Dude has the video clip, and he posted it on his Facebook. Guy says, all right, so we're going on tour, guys. Everybody let your jobs know, whatever. We're going to get this shit popping. We're going to get picked up. We're getting sponsorships from Jordan. We're getting sponsorships from so-and-so. We're going to have our own whips, everything. We're being shown emails while we're in the studio from the heads of, like, different record labels and these investors that know the head artist and the producer, you know. But I never heard the voice, just seen emails. I quit my job. Gave him a 2-week notice. Told everybody I'm going on tour. Gonna be with Jay-Z and Kanye West. We're one of the opening acts. Everybody in there showing me love. And people coming up to me that never talked to me before. Oh, you do music? Yeah, you know, I do a little music on the side of myself. I got a band, blah, blah, blah. They're just treating me differently. I'm walking around there like, you know, like my shit don't stink. I'm feeling good. People are showing me love. Quit my job. Showed up 3 days after my last day. Ready to go. Bags packed. Said bye to wifey. Said bye to my kid. Ready to go. Guy says, oh, there's been a little delay. Something happened, one thing or another. I don't remember the excuse. We were supposed to get our sponsorship stuff, our shoes, our clothes, our cars. Nothing's coming. So we're like, all right, yo, it's been a little delay in the tour. We're going to show up for these dates on the West Coast. We're like, all right, cool. It's no problem. We still worked it out. In between all the training, the producer was telling us all what we would make, you know, doing a show and like this. And it was enough. It was told to me that it was enough to be like, all right, this will support me. I don't have to work for a couple years. I'll be all right if I save my money. I can get a house now. We straight. At the time, we were renting to own. So we had a little spot that we were just paying rent on, and we could own it if we want to. So they wrote out little, like, contracts for us to sign that we'd be part of the tour, blah, blah, blah. So we signed them shits. 2 weeks passed. Nothing. We're being added to some other date. We're starting to question shit. Now, my first month's rent is coming since I've quit. I got nothing to show for it. I'm giving the head artist rides back and forth. I'm leaving work to go pick him up, to take him to go eat something, and then coming back and doing rehearsal, making it late. My girl's starting to ask me what's up. My brother's starting to ask me what's up. My mom's starting to ask me what's up. We had just had a show a couple weeks prior in Dover. We had like a goodbye show for everybody. Everybody wishing us luck. People hating, other people showing love, getting love on Facebook. I'm talking to other friends of mine. He's like, yo, something don't seem right about your boy. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, I don't know, man, this tour ain't happening. I'm like, what's up, bro? I'm like, nah, man, it's just, you know, there's some delays. And everybody's like, all right, cool. Well, you know, I'll take your word for it, because they never known me to be that type of guy to just make up some shit. At some point or another, by the second month, I realized that nothing's going on. This guy's not throwing me any money, not helping me, whatever. I'm like, what's going on, man? So what broke everything apart was one day the producer went down the street to the head artist's house with his phone and just was secretly filming them having a conversation. He sends an email, the producer sends an email to the head investor just to see what would happen. He just had a hunch. His phone goes off. The head artist's phone goes off. He quickly grabs the phone. He's like, hey, man, why am I now reading an email off your phone from our guy? And then he went in his email again. He found the emails to all the people that he was showing us on the big screen at the studio house. So these are emails. He's got the email account from someone at Def Jam. He's got an email account from someone at Rockefeller. He's got an email account from someone at Universal. He's got the email account of the guy at Akai, the CEO. He's got the email of whatever other investors that we were dealing with. Basically exposing this guy, asking him, what's up, man? Why are these people on your phone right now? Why are you in control of all these email addresses? And the whole time, this head artist is denying and denying and denying with the camera phone in his face, denying everything. Producer posted that video on Facebook. I didn't have the heart in me to call the guy because I just was texting him so angrily, and I should have done it at the time. And I'm like, why would you lie, man? like, all the shit I did for you, like, I lost my job, man. Like, I got no job right now. I quit. Everybody thought that we're doing something. Like, you just embarrassed us. And his only response was, I just wanted to make y'all happy. This guy was a compulsive liar. Lied about it all. Now, I know y'all asking yourselves, why didn't you say something else, Pro? You sound stupid right now. I'm 24. These guys are offering me free studio time, and they have no reason in the world to lie to me. I'm getting free studio time. I'm not paying for anything. Only thing I'm missing out on is time with my family. So it's not like I'm throwing these guys money every day and getting scammed at anything, because they never use me for any money, which made it even weirder. Yeah. So, because if I didn't have the money to be doing all that anyway. Yeah. Like, but they were offering me free studio time, gave me a chance to work on my craft and better myself. And there was a lot that I learned from these guys as far as recording. So I take those positives into account. Yeah. I got something out of it. But this guy just ended up being a compulsive liar, building this own little fantasy world of his. And he tricked everybody in that little Morris County area. Wow. For a time, we were the big guys. We were the top dogs. We were going to go somewhere. We were going to be on tour with Jay and Kanye. People didn't know. The people that didn't like us didn't understand how we got that opportunity. But everybody was like, had the little like stories in between, like, oh, he knows this and that, or he works for this guy in there, which is an investor, and gave him the money, and they saw something in him, and connections, blah, blah, blah. I had to take time off from doing anything. I did not want to show my face anywhere. I was embarrassed, taking that back. That video made me feel great about it, but everybody that saw me was like, yo, I feel bad for this kid, bro. He quit his fucking job. And that just became me in the story. Like, yo, you heard about these niggas? Even one nigga had to quit their job. And it crushed me. It crushed me. I felt like an idiot. I felt used. I felt betrayed. I felt like every bad thing I did to anyone, any girl, any friend of mine was the karma coming back, biting me in the ass, making me look like an idiot. The thing I loved most in this world to do, rap, was now being taken away from me. Yeah. And I'm looking like a sucker. Because people think that I knew, and they're grouping me with this guy. Thank God for that video coming out, because it was the only way to clear my name, to make people think that, you know, he had some part in it. Yeah. Because I had no part in it.
How many of them were you, like, of you guys?
There was about 5 MCs. 5 MCs, a singer, and like
shit, it was a bunch.
Yeah, it was 5 MCs, a singer, and like we had like another 2 dudes that were like, I guess we're gonna have like his backup dancers. I don't even understand that part.
And like in his own world, and then that's including the head artist.
No, he was something else. He was there. He had his own thing, and he was like the head guy because he recorded the most, and he had mad mixtapes and shit. But like, I guess I'll give part of the story away. Like, he was a very heavy set dude. Yeah. He wasn't gonna be able to do back-to-back shows. He had trouble walking. Like, when I had to drive this nigga up and down the street, he fucked my car up. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. He sat in the back seat. Like, that's how big he was. He had to sit in the back seat. Could not get in the front seat of the car. Had to sit in the back. Like that type of big. Damn. You know, so I don't know if that contributed to it, but it kind of felt like one of those episodes of Catfish, like where they run in and they catch him. It's just the big ass nigga. Yeah. That's what it felt like when I saw that video.
That's what you guys pretty much did, was get catfish.
I got catfish. Yeah. So I can admit, and it's a very embarrassing story to tell when I tell people. Yeah. I got catfished at a young age because, again, I thought that I'm not paying any money. I'm not being scammed. It's just my time being wasted. How? Yeah. And you're my friend. We just met. I'm now telling you, you're being invited. You're inviting me to your house. I'm eating dinner with your family. Your mother's a great fucking person, showing me so much love. I'm getting to sit with your dad, and we're watching stuff together. What in it? Why are you lying? Why are you going to these lengths to lie? That's why I didn't question anything. That's why I didn't feel any bad feeling. Because at no point did this guy make me feel like, yo, I need money from you so we can do this. I didn't get that feeling. It was just, you were just lying to lie.
That's bugged the fuck out. Yeah. That's wild.
I had to take a break. Had to reevaluate myself. Had to learn more about the business.
How long did you take a break for?
About 1.5 years. Yeah. I recorded every now and then. I ended up meeting with another producer who kind of knew it the whole time. Like, yeah, I was following your story. I knew what it was. And then we built another friendship off of that. And then it became another place for me to record and just get away from that situation. And I kind of became a hermit crab. Like, I stayed in that studio. We would hang out, we'd smoke or record. And then little by little,
try to get you out
there.
Yeah,
and Manny was like one of the components of that. Me and him, he kind of got me out there. Another artist, Tempo, people I was meeting kind of got me back out there. So it took a while for me to get away from that. I will say one of the redemption moments from that. So that's pretty much a story. So cautionary tale, do your fucking research. If people around you are warning you about it, probably should take that into account. But again, those are my reasons why I didn't see anything. Nigga was just a compulsive liar. Sometimes they're just people that just lie for no reason at all and to get what they want or whatever it is they want, or it's just a sickness they have in their head to feel the need to lie and they don't really mean to. It's just what it is. I've learned that now.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, if it don't feel right, question everything. Do your research. Make sure if you're going to sign any contract at all, make sure there's a lawyer present.
Oh yeah, I got one. I got one in the bag.
Which I did not learn at the time because I was young and I had to find a way to feed my kid. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But my redemption moment from that was there was a showcase in Dover a few years after that happened, and it was the first time that I'd seen the producer there. And he had the artist, the singer of the group. He was like mentoring her. She was young. He was grooming her, trying to be her like the next big superstar. He figured like this hip hop shit ain't working. Let me work with her. And
funny.
I ended up winning that showcase. Felt great about it. Made sure I looked at him the whole time because to this day, even though he made that video, I always felt like he had a part in it because there was a lot. He knew he was getting those emails first, and he was having those late night meetings with the head artist because they were cousins.
Oh shit, that's right.
So
it was probably his conscience telling him like, okay, like I feel guilty.
Maybe,
now.
or maybe that was his way to save face.
True.
And after that, I never spoke to the producer again until I saw him there, and we just said the casual, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? All right, yeah, good to see you." We didn't talk about the incident. Just yo, good to see you. That's what's up. All right, cool. I'll see you around at the show. And my only conversations with the head artist was the text message where he apologized and gave me his reasoning, and I said, I never want to speak to you again. Throughout the years, through social media, he would try to follow me. He would throw a like every now and then. If someone else posted my shit, like Obi would post my stuff, and he would comment under it. I didn't want to hear it. I told Obi, like, yo, don't associate with this nigga. I don't want nobody talking to him. Told my girl, don't even block this nigga, unfriend him. I later learned down the line that's wrong. I shouldn't be telling anybody how to feel about someone that done me wrong. If they're cool with you and they ain't done shit to you, it's not on me to say, oh, fuck that nigga. Nah, because your experience with him is different. I have a negative experience. Yours might have been all positive, and he's just been nice to you in passing, and he's just someone you don't mind having on your Facebook feed. But me, I just felt so much hate, and I don't feel that I've forgiven the guy. There's no closure. I don't care to see him. Because if he really is just a compulsive liar, then I just let it be for what it is. Yeah. Just move on. That's you. You did what you did.
Right.
You know?
Nerd.
As far as I know, he hasn't continued recording. I heard somewhere that he has a podcast of his own. I don't give a fuck. But I've had to like block him from social media. Like I don't want him hitting me up. The mere sight of his name or anything like that just fucking angers me.
Yeah, I can tell.
But it's a lesson that I had to learn for myself, and it did a lot of good for me because it made me more aware of what's going on in music and pay more attention to like the business side of shit. Yeah. So it was a tough time for me, but I definitely learned a lot. That is my story. That is the toughest time I've had in this music shit. Yeah. And I advise anybody listening to this right now, do not let that shit happen to you. If you got any feeling, any gut feeling telling you something's wrong, you're probably right. So take that into account. Learn from my mistakes because, you know, each one teach one. Do your homework, do your research. And, yeah, man. I mean, thank God the contract was just a fake bullshit contract that they wrote up and they put their logo watermark on the back, so it didn't really do nothing to me.
Yeah, of course. Everything else.
But the fact that this nigga went the extra mile to do all that shit is just amazing. Like, I give him credit on the preparation and and all the shit he did. I give him, you know, the production value was great. He made it all look like whatever. At some point, I should have just listened like Ice Cube and be like, I ain't signing no contract without a lawyer. But then at the time, I felt like if I'd have done that, if I'd have showed any hesitation, they would have just kicked me right out.
But you have to.
And then avoided all that.
Yeah, but at the time, and again, at the time, I didn't because I had full trust in them because they had no reason to lie.
And you weren't giving them any money or anything like that.
Yeah, but then I found out there was a reason to lie because you just lie.
Yeah, a lot of cases like that with scams. When it comes to contracts, everybody's gonna be like, but I want to sign. Like if I show hesitation, because I've had to sign like some NDAs and shit before, and it was always one of those things where I'm just like I need time to. And I was like, as much as I want to sign this right now, I gotta show my lawyer. And they're like, no, it's understood. Blah blah blah. I was dealing with legit people, but I felt that where I was just like, if I hesitated, maybe they're just like, bitch, you hesitating, you're not acting fast enough, kind of thing.
Yeah,
where,
like, oh, we'll find another you type of shit. Yeah. So, you know, that was a thought in my mind when I first saw I never thought about, let me get a lawyer. I'm like, these guys are like I'm getting a free meal every day. Like, I don't have to go home for dinner. Like, dude's mom is feeding me. I'm a member of the family now. I'm joking with the aunts and shit. I'm invited to parties.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and
like,
that's the shit that gets
that's the shit that got me. I'm like, and then to this day, I haven't spoken to the family members. Like, the head artist, little sister, was very cool with me, and I got along with her. I taught her how to drive. Like, you know, like, like I was helping out. Like, he obviously wasn't gonna teach her to drive. So me being the guy that I'm like, yo, I got you. Let's go. I'll take you to this empty parking lot. We'll practice your parallel parking. Blah blah blah. That's it. Help to get a license.
They definitely probably didn't know what was going on,
and if they
were probably embarrassed themselves.
And they were embarrassed. And then when they found out, the little sister was like, yo, I ain't even talked to this nigga for like a year. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And when I see her, it's all love because I've seen her randomly like a couple times. Like, I saw her randomly one year at like a breast cancer walk when I was with my side company. And, you know, just like, hey, how you doing, in passing. And then found out that, you know, she got in a relationship, she had kids, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, catching her, yeah.
But eventually she forgave him, you know, as, you know, any brother and sister would.
Yeah.
But something like that.
But something like that was unforgivable at first because they knew what it did to me and they knew what I went through and what I had to go through. You know, and I was like, yo, you know, fuck your brother. I'll be like, yo, you cool with me, but your brother, I can't stand the nigga. Like, I don't want to see him.
Yeah, she understands at this point.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Like, yeah, man. And I learned a lot from that, man. It was a tough time. I had to pick myself back up. Thankfully, I had, you know, some good friends at the time that were able to be there for me and got me out of my rut. And then I learned also eventually that after a while, people just don't fucking care. I mean, this wasn't a mainstream thing where I got catfish. This was like local. It was forgotten about real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. Nowadays, it's like, it's no big deal, but I have no shame in talking about it because I learned a lot about myself from it and a lot about the game. You know, people are going to do what they're going to do. Yeah. And this is just some of the shit you'll deal with, man. So compulsive liars, man. People that lie just for the sake of lying, not for no reason at all, just because it gives them some type of pleasure or it's just a tick that they can't control. Excuse me. You're going to deal with that. Even in life and just your personal life. Like, it's going to happen. Relationships and all that. Like,
and that's the bugged out shit. Thing. Especially, like, because we deal with so much scamming. And we're always, like, as artists, like, it's always that caution, like, don't give any money away. You know, like, those simple ones. But then But in the case of that story, it's like, they didn't even ask for any money.
They didn't ask for any money
free
at
studio
all.
Time. The only thing I gotta do is drive this nigga around, like, and his family's feeding me and this and that. And it's like, but where, how would you suspect it? And concerning all the other shit. Cause that's fucking bonkers.
And also, like I said, I'm young. I'm 24. You telling me I'm getting a sponsorship of Jordans, and some other clothes and a car
and the free studio
time. Like, I'm getting everything. And they put me in a position where, like, all right, well, in my head I'm like, I have not done enough to get on a tour with Jay and Kanye. I've just been solo for the past 4 months. Like, what you mean?
Yeah, I've seen a couple cases where I've run into that, where a lot of people said, oh, there was this guy who said, I want you to be on the Love and Hip Hop soundtrack or the album that we're planning on doing. Meet me at the studio. Met up in the studio.
That sounds shady already. That sounds shady as fuck.
Met up in the studio. I sang in front of these two guys. I was like, I walked in. I'm like,
they take already recorded. Yeah, shit like that. It's like people take. It's just damn.
But at the end of the day,
the world
I didn't go through with it.
Fucking,
I didn't go through it because I kind of felt that vibe. And like,
no, but there's people that still go through that and still think like,
there's new ways to do it. There's always a new scam.
Exactly.
There's always a new fucking scam.
So you have like the fake music agency. Like I pulled some scams up together because we've seen I know that's pretty much what it is. It's a fake music agency. No. Well, he used several real ones and to like build up that shit. But wait, what were you gonna say?
I was because you said scams.
No, because as far as scams, I got another fucking story.
Damn, got another story?
I got another story. I'll make it short though. The other one was long, wasn't it?
What does that have to do with?
Showcases.
Oh, Nah, let's get to that one. I already know. I already got something to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right.
I don't know what you're gonna say, but I already know what I'm gonna say.
No, it was a famous New York radio station showcase.
Oh, I gotta hear this one. You know what? Just go.
All right, fuck it. All right, so there was a showcase by
Story
a famous
time.
radio station. Story time again, nigga. It was a famous radio station that in New York that held a showcase a few years back at this spot called Blackthorn, 51. Blackthorn 51 in Queens. Great fucking venue. So the guy that hosted this showcase, I'd never seen him on.
We got sensors.
It's out there, whatever.
Okay. We got sensors.
But he was, every time I see his Instagram, he would always be in front of that banner where the people would take the pictures that had like the whole logo, the graphic, just everywhere. And he would do his little Instagram promo, 15-second. Just back in the day, it was just 15 seconds. Like, yeah, you know, it's the kid, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have this show at Blackthorn, blah, blah, blah. So whatever. So I go to this showcase. One of the judges there, which is also another hustle, like they just pay 3 judges to go to different showcases around the city and just take money from these artists and get paid for them to throw their bullshit opinions and then go on and get a free drink out of it and then make the little side money.
Yeah.
So one of these producers is there. He's a famous producer. He's produced for 50. He's produced for Trey Songz, all this, blah, blah, blah. He's one of the guys there. I win. Part of the prize, along with like getting a featured act at the next featured performance at the next one, is you get a free exclusive beat from that producer. This is a platinum selling producer. I'm like, bet. I win this shit. Gotta chase this nigga down for 3 fucking months to get my goddamn beat. Finally, I said, fuck this. I can't reach this motherfucker, this producer. Let me talk to the promoter, the host. He finally hits me up a month later, talking about, oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna get in touch. You know, it's just that he's managing a tour right now for this other artist in some other country. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So he's also doing that. All right, cool. Dude, finally, the promoter gets back to me. Finally, sends me a SoundCloud link, private SoundCloud link to a bunch of throwaway beats from this so-called platinum producer. These shits didn't sound like anything that he made for 50, anything that he made for Trey Songz, anything that he made for Lloyd Banks, anything that he made for G-Unit, anything he made for Dipset, anything he made for any R&B artist, anything he made for any radio mainstream
Can't wait
act.
for this clip.
This shit sounded fucking terrible. The bullshit that I went through to get fined fucking parking that night, driving in fucking New York, dealing with all these whack fucking artists at that showcase, knowing that I was better, winning that goddamn shit,
Watch out, y'all.
and then getting that bullshit fucking prize.
Get him some
Fuck
milk.
that shit. Couldn't stand it.
We
Fucking
haven't
Casio
finished
beats.
level 5.
Fucking
What? Go ahead.
stock sound bullshit
Yeah.
that you gave me. Couldn't believe that shit. I fucking chased this guy down for months. And no disrespect to the guy, because I'm sure he's great. I don't even know if that was his actual beats.
Right.
But
I
what
doubt
type
it.
of shit is that for the artist, man? You trying to give me an unreleased beat, but I guess there's some fine print. It ain't gonna be my best though. Bullshit ass beats.
I can't wait to hear who it was off air. I mean, you can say it right now. I'm gonna bleep it out.
Bullshit ass. beat.
Bullshit ass beats, man. I mean, if it comes back to bite me in the ass back in
I'll
the future, I'm
bleep
like,
it out.
I mean,
getting
we
the
didn't
time
even
down.
mention the names of it.
Oh, okay, okay.
And he was the tour manager for. You have to bleep this out too. Apparently he was a tour managing for his concert in Africa.
Which album did he do?
Nah, I don't know which album. I have no idea. But he at the time, whatever.
Do I have to bleep out the other
You
ones?
bleep out that whole fucking thing that I said. Tour manager and all that shit.
No, but the beats for the beats for
No, that don't matter because
okay,
everybody's
cool.
made a lot of people
Yeah.
made beats for all those people.
Okay, cool.
And I'm assuming he made beats for all those people, but he definitely made beats for mainstream radio acts that went platinum and shit like that. He's a platinum selling producer.
And you just didn't understand how.
I don't
he
understand how.
definitely
It's like, and this was after the. After that shit.
I'll bleep it.
After that
It's
shit
fine,
too.
it's
Fuck
fine,
it.
I
Whatever.
got you.
Shit.
No, stop it. That's a lot of bleeps.
That's a lot of things to bleep. Be considerate.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, so we'll edit that part out. Point is,
This
I
group.
lost the time.
Este grupo.
that group, whatever. This was past that situation in 2012. So I'm like, man, how many more times is gonna happen? But that was the new hustle at the time. That was in my head. That's what brought all the artists there. Even though all you had to do was just promote yourself as the radio station, and you're good. But yeah, that was another like setback because that put me into a funk. I'm like, damn, man, I went really hard. Like I was gonna have this on my project, on my mixtape. Like, yo, I got the beat from this dude. Like, you know, it's gonna put me on, or at least help me. And I'm expecting like a hit.
Yeah.
You know, at the same time, it's like I think about it. Man, this is a platinum sell producer. This is just a regular club in Queens. Like, I see the talent here. What are any of these dudes really gonna do with that beat? And like, is he really gonna spend all of his time, $1 million or a couple $100,000 worth of talent on some regular nigga?
They probably weren't expecting like super talent to come out, so it was throwaways anyway, or it probably wasn't even his.
Yeah.
And they took
At the
from
time,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
because producers do get sent beats. It happens.
Yes.
They're just like, especially if you platinum, you're definitely getting sent beats. So they probably just gathered beats that he was sent, and we're just like, all right, give him this.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I went over the link like twice.
A platinum.
I went over the link twice, and I'm like, all right, maybe I can make him rock to this. Maybe I can.
That's what I thought in my head.
I see where he's going with it. I see the bag
is
is
you
in.
when this happened?
I just had to be 26, 27.
So, oh damn, like right after.
Yes,
that.
it was right after. This is after I took my break, and like, you know, I was with my new group of support system that was traveling with me, so they made the trip with me out there and supported me. I think Manny was there. Manny was part of that one. I think he was there that night. And
With Obi too. Was Obi around for this one?
Obi was not around for that one, but me and Obi had gotten back in contact.
Had already. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because after that whole thing with the group, that was after me and Obi had split up. So, yeah, me and Obi are keeping contact at that point. So yeah, that was another lesson right there. Because at the time, it's like, all right, this seems legit. This is the radio station. They got a platinum selling producer as a judge. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's in New York. It's in Queens. Makes
Yeah.
sense. What is there to lose? I paid the like $30 registration fee, and then whatever it was for gas and toll to get and parking to get to the city. No big deal, you know.
It had to be like $12 back. No, back then. No, let me see.
It was
I'm
up
saying
there.
it back then. Back then, it was like
back
fucking
then, back in those
$15.
days.
That had to be like when it was 8 or 10.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was back in 15. We gonna be saying that back in the day. It's gonna be 2050. Like, oh, back in 16, I remember.
Because I'm acting like it was 10 years ago. I just made you mad old. My bad.
That's all right.
It had to be
But- I
was just gonna
15.
be
It
like,
had to be
it's
like
not
10 or 12.
Yeah, so that's another. But that was like me starting to be like, all right, I see where the scams is going now, because you started seeing these same producers and same things popping up at other events, and I'm like, all right, they got to be making some type of money off this on the side. You know, they're getting a cut, and the
No,
fact that
for
they're doing
sure.
it so much, like, there's no reason you're doing it this much for the love, unless you're getting something out of it. There's got to be a
Yeah.
hustle to it,
Most
because
of the scams are usually
yeah,
the
and there's
money.
a whole circuit. Like, if you're an artist, and especially in New York, but if you're in Jersey and you're following the right people, you're seeing notifications and posts and information about where these places are going to be, which spots to hit on which certain days, and you can plan your week out accordingly.
Yeah.
So you can visit all these spots and at least get your voice heard and, you know, network and meet people and stuff. But this was an actual contest. This seemed legit. The actual, like, Instagram for the radio station wasn't promoting it. This was just something that the guy on the side was doing. He had access to the building. He obviously worked. I don't know if he was a PA or what the fuck he was doing. But he was able to, like, hustle a showcase out of it and include the radio station. So I guess in some way that was legit. You can't just say it's this.
Yeah.
But maybe there was some loophole, and maybe he created his own, and just it seemed like it was the real thing. And maybe he did have access to the radio station, but he wasn't really allowed to do that. Either way, he was making his money. Seemed legit. But I got screwed over. Did not use any of those beats. Didn't try. I didn't even respond to that shit. I just deleted the guy. I did see this guy about a month ago, another artist that actually was at Check It, a Check It artist, performed at a showcase that he was hosting. And that's when I saw that shit, and I wanted to message that guy like, yo, fuck that nigga. But I didn't bother because I don't really know the guy that much. He's a cool dude, the artist. Yeah. But, you know, I'm sure he's smart, and I'm sure it was legit, whatever he was doing.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I'm sure. But, yeah, I learned a lot. You're going to meet a lot of shady characters in this business, and
trying to figure out who right
I'll
now.
tell you off the break.
Okay, fine.
I
mean,
and
I
we should
could
probably
censor. I've censored mad.
we should
bad
probably break after this.
Yeah, we can break.
Yeah, because I think we're almost
Oh
good.
shit. I mean, I didn't really talk about scams
We can say that for another time. I think I gave you 2 great scam stories.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really like
The
little.
spice level went off.
Yeah, all the way to 5, bro.
Him some milk.
I mean, in a nutshell, like artists, especially because we deal with a lot of underground and local shit, let's just make sure that you watch your money. Protect your wallet at all costs. And that's pretty much the sum of scams, what I was going to talk about. But I guess for pro, it's more just trust. With that, I feel like it's not even, you can't escape it. Sometimes you just you get stuck with a scam, and it's just the way life is, and you got to pick up yourself and just keep moving.
There's always going to be a new way. There's always going to be a new way to exploit the struggling artist.
Exactly.
I see
the starving artist.
I think the most important one, though, and I think that's what breaks it down, is the ones that when it involves money.
Yeah.
That's definitely. Or you have like videographers where, like, if you're performing somewhere and you see that they have their own videographer, but you see another one who's fucking up their shot just so they can get their own shot so they can sell it to you when you're already getting free footage.
Yeah.
That's a scam. Just letting you guys know it's a scam. I respect the hustle, but that's a scam. And then there's also the ones where, sorry, I just seen something. There's also the ones where fucking events, all of a sudden you're getting free shit, and now they want you to pay crazy fucking out of pocket for your footage and for pictures, which there's no knock on it. But if you want to make it that fucking expensive, then yeah, it's like you can perform for free. But if you want footage, then yeah, like what about the people that come alone when they don't have like camera, they don't have somebody recording with their own camera, or they don't have somebody recording off their phone, and they go solo? Because we know a lot of people, especially in our little group, where they were going, like Guess and Steven, like they're like, Steven still does it too, where they do shows solo until they met us, and it's like, all right, we rocking together, kind of thing. And I think it's one of those things, like, you're okay, cool, you're gonna make money off of those people, but it's fucked up too at the end of the day, because we gotta remember at the end of the day, like, if you're gonna build a platform, it should be about the artist and protecting the artist at all costs. And yeah, like, if they get out of pocket, if they get disrespectful, that's one thing. But to be adding all these extra shits, it's a little too much. I think we should have some, they call it artistic integrity. Shout out to Wale and Seinfeld. But at the end of the day, we should have integrity for ourselves too, and how we maneuver in this. Because there's enough scams coming to these artists that if we're building the platforms, we should be protecting them, like I said.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
Without a doubt.
It's not fair. And if it's, artist for artist, then you should know you wouldn't want to be scammed. So why are you going to continue to scam people? Find a new way to make some money. It's possible. I do it. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Artists, beware. That's all. Be aware of your surroundings, the people that you are with.
Where are we at?
Protect your wallet.
It's been a fucking minute. Are we?
Ooh, it's been a minute.
It's been a long ass episode.
I mean, I have some stuff to chop off, but we at like 2:15, 2:20 right now.
I'm good. I think I've said enough. I've let a lot out.
We're good right now.
I've let a lot out. I'll have some more to let off next week. I think we'll have to make it a weekly thing, like Pros Hulk out.
Yeah.
That Pros
and
you and like increasingly went up. Oh, wait, what are we gonna call this? What? We can
call it the Hulk out.
The Hulk out?
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
Walter Mercado.
Brown Bruce Banner.
The brown.
The Brown Bruce
Why
Banner.
does guys call you the Red Bruce Banner?
Oh,
the Red Hulk.
Red Hulk.
Oh, yeah, the Red Hulk. Never mind. I just realized.
Yeah.
The other one.
The other Hulk.
I was like, wait, he doesn't. It's not Red Bruce Banner. I'm bugging.
I'm the Brown Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
Bruce Banner it is.
I think. All right, we'll leave it at that, man. Just cautionary tales for the artists. Please do your research. Do your homework.
Exactly.
If something feel wrong, you're probably right.
And there's nothing wrong with, going solo and still doing your art and going to these shows solo, but just be aware of the people around you. Be aware if somebody's trying to like play off like they're from a different agency or trying to charge you for shit that, I'm sorry, shouldn't be charged for, especially at that much. And just, just be cautious and try not to. I understand that these are our dreams and this is what, we trying to be like fight passionately about. But also just don't fall for the scams.
Yeah.
Val, you want to add anything?
Yeah, to me, it's just, stay positive. And like she said, don't add to the scams. Be aware of your surroundings. Make sure that no one, around you. If anything seems suspect or maybe not so sure, just do the smart move.
Well fucking said.
Yes, everything.
But
All than that, I just hope that everybody during the week, for all the listeners, that you stay refreshed, stay awakened, just keep it moving.
Keep that third eye open.
Mind your business.
Ooh, that third eye. Talk about it.
I ain't my guy.
Mind your business and just focus on you, your positivity bubble, and don't let anybody affect you. And that's all I got to say.
All right, beautiful. With that being
Sounds
said,
good.
and I didn't mention it before at the beginning, but
let's
you
go.
can find this motherfucking podcast, the most dangerous motherfucking podcast around,
Talk about it.
on Anchor, on Audio Mac, on Apple, on Spotify, and on YouTube. Make sure to like, rate, subscribe, comment, share, post, repost, story post, Facebook post, double snaps, tweet, MySpace it, talk about it on your AIM, away messages. No, man, just try to get us out here in these podcast streets, man. We're trying to make it big out here. We're going to be having another guest soon. We'll be announcing that. Definitely, we've been planning more content as well, but we will get to that, and y'all will see it sooner than later. We got some ideas in the tank.
Real quick, I just
up?
wanted to circle back real quick before we, sign off regarding Val, your subject. So if you anybody going out there going through anything, there's if you don't want to see anybody, there's like those text apps where you get a number and you text a therapist. There's a suicide prevention Lifeline.org. You can definitely check that out. Be aware, artists be aware, and just people be aware of how you're feeling.
Yes.
Be aware who you can talk to, and just know that there's several fucking outlets out there. So there's no need, you can feel down, but there's no need to let it take away with that.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Okay.
All right, man. With that being said, this is the Lyrical Fix podcast, TLFP, as I call it. The LFP.
Is that an acronym?
Or TLF. I'm trying to figure out which one sounds cooler. TLF or the LFP?
TLF.
TLF. All right. TLF. TLF
like
podcast. Know what I mean? My name is Kid Pro.
Sade.
And Val.
And we out. Have a good week, y'all. Peace. Bye.